Hello the internet and welcome back for some more Laurence Plays Factorio Space Exploration. Let's see, I like to start these episodes off with a quick sort of rundown of what went on in the previous episode. So the big thing that happened last time was I built up this system over here for producing my probe rockets and solar probes, and a spaceship to take them out, fly them out all the way to Kalidas orbit, unload them, and then bring back the solar data in return. So that's working nicely here. It's been brought over here, and then I built up this little bit on the top over here, from basically here upwards, to make I don't know, the four different, yeah, here, up here, the 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one being brought in by train, the 4 data card types to go into the computers up here and be turned into more science packs, and that's working quite nicely. We also came over here, built up the system over here to now make the fourth type of science pack, and I redid the belts around here to end, so this would run through here without jamming. Excuse me. I also increased the speed of throughput of the production of cables and solenoids here by upgrading these to the big manufactories instead of the little machines I was using there before. So that was last time. Since then, when I was going through making some of the videos for the channel, the videos where I run over and sort of summarize stuff. I noticed quite a lot of things that were not really working as they should do, so things I basically need to go around and fix. So I think the first part of this episode is going to be me wandering around, fixing all of those things. So let's do this one here first as a nice easy win. There we go. That's the first thing on my list, was bring in some power for this thermal radiator on the end here, because it was just sitting there blinking and complaining. So that one's done. Let's cross that off so I feel like I've done something. The next one it's a sort of a two-parter, or at least it's the same thing twice, and it's a little bit more complicated. So if we have a look at Kalidas orbit, which is here, actually it's not showing at the moment, but every so often I get holes punched in my massive solar array here by meteorites because they're still falling, because I haven't put in meteorite defenses here yet. So that's something I need to do. I need to put them in here, and I need to do the same on a Salia, where again we've got exactly the same problem. This is all turned off because the fuel tanks are full, I assume. Yes, it is. So that's expected behaviour. That is meant to all be turned off because we've got enough rocket fuel here. So that low power is absolutely fine. However, again, there's no meteorite defences here, so there's a non-zero chance that bits of this base are going to get smashed up, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want the base to get smashed up. Now, I remember another potential problem I was going to might have here is, yes, with this this patch of uranium here, which is now, as you can see, completely exhausted, and we've got 42,000 there actually. So I think I might leave this running off nuclear power for a bit longer, but at some point in the future I'm going to need to whack in another of those big solar collectors and another beaming station in Kalidas orbit to power this one as well. Or maybe I'll just use the same one that's powering Myokin and just move it back and forth every so often and get them both toasty. But I definitely need to come out here and get both of those fixed. So I think probably it'll be more interesting to go along and do these things as I talk about them, rather than just read through a list for half an hour at the beginning of the stream and then start going off to fix things. So let's make a start on this. Now all of the meteorite defense guns are down on Norvis, I believe. Actually, there might be a few up here. Let's find out. Can I mouse over here? No, I won't be able to see what's in all this stuff because there's just too much stuff. But I could always try requesting some, what do we call them? Artillery, no, meteorite defense guns. Oh, but I can only request 10 at a time. Well, that's not true actually. I could increase that to 100. Let's see what I get. Okay, so there aren't any here, so I'm going to need to go down to Norvis anyway. But that's okay because I'm going to need to collect loads and loads of ammunition for them as well, because I don't think I can be bothered to build up the systems in order um, to create the meteorite defense ammunition both on Asalia and in orbit, because it's just too much stuff required for that. So we'll drop down to Norvis, we'll pick up some of the guns and a load of the ammunition, and then we'll go from there and see how we and get everything set up and working and loaded and so on. So I'm going to need some belts as well. What have I got in my inventory? I've got a load of space belts. I've got some yellow belts. So that's probably going to be enough yellow belts, to be honest. And I can always use the reds or the blues if I need to. There's no guns in here, but that's fine. We'll pick them up as I say down on Norvis. So let's try and anchor in a convenient place like here. Boop. And then from here, I can grab 1,000 out of there. I can grab however many are in all of these. 4 in each of these. That's not very many. I'm gonna grab out of these as well. I probably don't want to pull too many out of the guns that I'm using to defend Norvis. Otherwise, we might get some meteorites dropping down here while I'm plundering it. But there's 10 in there, so that's a good start. That's going to get me at least. Well, I suppose I've got 10 guns and about 1, 2, 3, 4, and close to 1,000 of the ammunition for it. So it's a good start, but it's not really enough. I think I basically want to double that. So I've got that for one planet and then have the same again on the other one. And that I think probably will be okay. So while I'm here, is there anything else I need to do on Norvis? Well, yes, there is. One of the problems I've run into is the amount of glass available, or the amount of glass that's being used and where it's being taken from. So down here on Norvis, I have a big refinery over here that is making glass. Great, that can keep it topped up, and we've got a supply of stone coming in, so there should always be plenty of glass here. But I kind of want to use that as the lowest priority. So we've got a rocket over here somewhere that is launching glass up to the space station, and I think that might be the wrong way round. Or rather, I think I might need to start just bringing all of the glass to Norvis first, and then using the rockets to ship, then using it down here and using the rockets to ship it up to the space station. Because at the moment, I've got. If we have a look on yet another planet, yes, I'm jumping around like the beginning of whichever Star Wars film it was. Was it Rogue One, where they visited about 20 planets in the first 5 minutes of the film? Yeah, on Henkis Eswi, we've got this is ground to a halt. Oh no, maybe it's not Henkis. Maybe it's Kothar. Actually, this one looks. Yeah, okay. So we're having. It's not completely ground to a halt, but it's having some issues because this rocket here is full and it can't go anywhere. So whilst it might not have run out yet, it's going to quite soon, because the sand is going to back up all the way down here and stop the iridium coming through. So yes, we're going to need to go in and fix that as well. And this is something else that needs to be fixed on Kothar. I need to finish that off. I need to put in a clamp here, and I need to set up all the numbers so this actually works. But that's spoilers for the future. So let's go back to Norvis. How are you getting on? You've got 15. That's pathetic. And I could go out and just put 500 in each of them to start with, and then reload that when I need to. How many of these we got? 4. So that's 7 per planet. And I've got 14 here, and that's basically is okay most of the time. I think probably putting 7 on each planet for now is going to be okay, and then I can worry about maybe increasing them later. And 7 of those and 500 ammunition each. And have we got? Let's see. We're going to need inserters. We've got plenty of those. We're going to need some chests. Yep, got loads of those. I think that's about it. That's all you really need for a for one of these defense things. Okay, let's go to Asalia first, because it's really close, because it's a moon of Norvis. It's only 21 seconds away. So we'll flit over there. I reckon that there's plenty of fuel left in these to land on Asalia and take off again. So we'll be absolutely fine with that. This fuel tank lasts basically forever, so there's easily going to be enough in there to fly to the sun and back. And then we can decide whether I've got enough to land on Kothar as well, and probably will. Kothar, I don't think Kothar's all that big, so I think that one should be all right. But I'll make that decision when I get a little bit closer to it. So here we are, anchor on Asalia. Let's do this. Let's do this down at the bottom because that's where all of the sort of the infrastructure-y type stuff is. Oh, oh, was it not? Was it not Asalia then? I thought it was Asalia that needed the defences, but apparently it isn't. Okay, let's not go to Asalia. Let's go to Kalidus. And try and get things right. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So we do already. All right, I'll tick that off the list since I've or alternatively I should throw my pen on the floor. Either works. Right, Asalia already has them. I wonder if I was thinking of somewhere else that I'd forgotten to do it. Oh well, that makes life a little bit easier. I'm not going mad at it. That was definitely was already set up and operational. Yeah. Yeah, so we've got the guns, we've got the ammunition for them. The ammunition's being built from local resources as well, which is nice. That's sort of, it looks like I've actually come in here and done things properly. I mean, that's a bit of a rarity, but it seems to actually be okay. And we've got 10 guns there. That should be all right. Okay, so we're a minute and a half away from Kalidus orbit. There were a couple of other things to do down on Norvis. I probably should have done that, but never mind. Yeah, so a couple of things I should have done on Norvis while I was there. The main one, actually, I can do this remotely now. Come to think of it, was to put, where is it? There's a machine. Yeah, all these machines down here that are making the doohickeys. Yes, that is a technical term. They need improving a little bit. They need more productivity modules putting in them, and I've got a thing for doing that somewhere. One of these that one, yes. No, I don't want you to have speed modules. I want you to have productivity module 3 all the way through. There we go. That's right. So now I want to just do that across all of these. Now the bots will do that upgrade for me. So that's another one I can cross off. The productivity modules for heat shield production. Because I'm intending to start using this a bit more. One of the things we were talking about in the last episode was how an awful lot of my stuff up in Norvis orbit, specifically for material, it was Material Science 4 that was the I hesitate to use the word problem because it is basically working, but I've been making the heat shield tiles on site here, and that's it's not so good as making them on Norvis and bringing them up because I can't use the productivity modules in here. Now, granted, if they're up here, I was going to say I don't have to carry them up here in the spaceship, but actually that's wrong because I do have to carry up all of the ingredients for them, and I imagine that's going to be more than I need more than one thing in order to make them. So I think it's probably going to be better to bring them up in the spaceship. And then we can shove in a train, drop off somewhere around here, dump them onto one of these belts, and then load them in from there. So that should be quite easy to do. And that'll increase efficiency a little bit. Ah, we've made it. Anchor, not there because it'll break stuff. We'll land, let's land here, right in the middle. Boop. Okay, so what I want to do here is let's do it more or less right under here, because that means it'll be in range of the power from this thing, but it won't get in the way of me expanding this solar array off to the left or anywhere else I might happen to want to move it. So, I didn't think of bringing any more this stuff. That would have been smart, but never mind. All gone already. Right, well, we'll make this work somehow. Let's start measuring stuff out first. So we need some of those, and we'll put them, we'll put one there, then we need a gap of 3, and then we go, oh dear, I've run out of all of the stuff I need in order to make this work. If only I'd thought of, actually bringing a decent amount of space scaffold with me, that would have helped a lot here. So there's me going through all the things I was going to need for this build, and then, I forgot one of the most important ones. Why am I just letting them do this themselves rather than helping? This still isn't going to be enough to put down 10, Be careful with this. There we go, it's probably alright. It's not going to be enough to put down 10 of these guns, I don't think, so I'll have to try and sort of be a bit more efficient. Oh no, don't pick up the spaceship floor as well. Oh, bugger. Oh, one more row. There, so we can put that there. Then I need to put down a load more, just going across like this. No, there. And I reckon 10 was probably going to be enough, didn't I? So we'll see how that goes. Let's try putting them in the right place. That's 8. Oh, this is running very low. That's not wide enough. Still not quite wide enough. There we go. I think I've gone one wider than I need to. Right. Hang on a second. Oh no, that is alright. I was suddenly afraid I couldn't count, but it's just the shape of the guns that made it look like I was hadn't left enough space. So that's okay. Right, then we whack a belt up the mid. Oh yeah, we need to use space belts because we're in space. Whack a belt up the middle like that. We have an inserter at the end and a box, and we fill the box up with ammunition. Like that. Now it doesn't stack particularly high. Oh, and I need to put in the inserters to load the actual guns themselves as well. Right, that will keep the space station reasonably safe. 10 guns. I did a whole thing earlier where I worked out the probabilities of asteroids of meteorites making it through, and it was pretty unlikely with once you got above about 6 guns. Right, I now need to repair my spaceship here, which is stupid. What? Oh dear. Right, so I think what's happened here is that when I pulled that floor up, rather than putting the wall into my inventory, it just deleted it from the universe, which is a bit of a shame. But fortunately, the spaceship was slightly overbuilt, so I was able to sort of fix that. Let's put those pieces back though, because that was a convenient emergency bit, and so now when we get back to Norvis orbit, that'll get built up automatically. Okay, so that's meteor protection on Calidus. Next thing to do is head over to Kothar, I think, because that's actually causing specific problems at the moment. So we've got loads of fuel left because we didn't actually end up landing on Asalia. So we'll go to Kothar. It's 3 minutes to get out there because it's quite a long way out. Yeah, and if we look at the map, Kothar is all the way down here, and as you can see, that's quite a long way. So it's going to take a little while to get there. So let's have a quick think about the numbers first, shall we? Have a look at Kothar. Are you okay, chat? You're being awfully quiet tonight. I can see there's a few of you there, but it's just seems suspiciously quiet, that's all. How is everybody? Are you having a good Tuesday? Okay, so here we've got these two things here. So this is presumably number 7. That's supposed to be water and vulcanite. So that's clearly wrong. That's probably right. Yes, I remember. I switched this one over in order to get the spaceship from Norvis to land here. So I actually want to set this back to Iridium to space, which is number 4. So this should actually be a 4, which I think will mean that yes, the spaceship will immediately land there and start loading up. This one also shouldn't be 7, but this should match with the one on Norvis down here. This one, which is a 7. That's wrong because 7 is for water and vulcanite, which is what's supposed to be happening over here somewhere. Here, yes, that's the one supposed to be 7. So let's set that. That's supposed to be an 11. Iridium to Norvis is supposed to be 11. So let's reprogram that. Like so. So that's now correct. Oh, except this is probably now going to be wrong. We need to tell this to dock to 11s, not 7s. Right, okay. So Why are you still sat there? That's the next question. Because it's unloaded completely. It's now supposed to fly back off to Kothar. And yeah, maybe it won't be able to land there, but it's supposed to at least try. So, where are we here? We're not... we're on Norvis. 511. No, 511 is Norvis orbit. Here we go. If on Norvis and no Iridium, then we output a tick from both of those, and they are. That goes to here. Here we go. Here's the problem. Tick equals 2. Then output is the input count of everything. And that should be enough to make it launch? Yes. Excellent. I don't know where it's gone. It's probably, hey Ivo, welcome to the stream. Good, I'm glad somebody's there and paying attention. I don't even know what spaceship that was I was just looking at. It's probably going to be one with a silly name. Kothon, oh, it's probably that one. It's certainly moving, so it's, yeah, that is the right one. Where are you going? You're going to Norvis orbit at the moment, okay. So we've got the traditional problem now of it trying to anchor in Norvis orbit, but that's probably why it was docking to 7s, because it's the same size as the spaceship that had a 7. All right, so for now, I'll set that back to a 7, just so it'll land here, like that. But I'm going to need another docking point. There's too many. I need I need this to be both 7 and... Ooh, I wonder if you can... It'd be nice if you could connect it up to the circuit network and just switch it back and forth between 7 and 11 in this case, and just have it oscillate around between them, but I don't think that's realistic. So what I think I'm going to have to do is just have yet another landing point up here. So what's that? That's a... Let's try again. That's an 8. 8 is core fragments and stone. I don't know. If that ship was to land here, would anything line up? Yes, it looks like, yeah, it looks like I've used the same design here, so I'm going to need to copy this upwards again, and then have another one for this ship to land at that has the correct numbered doohickey. What's the word I'm looking for? Correct numbered clamp. So we take all of this, including tiles, and we'll put it there, I think. Yes, like that. That seems right. So we do that, and that should then put it in a place that just lines everything up here again as well, eventually, and then we'll be able to have the ship drop in there. Now, what I should have done is included that in it as well, but I'll have to do that separately and try and get it in the right place. Where is it? So it's a little bit above all of that. It's probably about there. No, probably more higher than that. Let's have a nice big area of scaffolding anyway. Oh, in fact, I could just do once that's done, I can just do another copy and paste it that way. That should fix things. Okay, but for now, let's anchor on Kothar, and we'll anchor down here because this is basically where everything needs to be. So we'll put that down and put that down. That's... Oh, God. So right, we can't put them there because it's not aligned to the grid. However, it didn't tell me that when I was trying to build it. So I think just pick up all of this. And put it there. That one work? Yes, that one has worked. Excellent. I don't have the splitter to finish that off, but... Oh, yes, I do here. There we go. Right, so that will now happily load up the spaceship when it arrives, and that is to be an 11, we said. So we've got an 11 and a 4 here. That's the 2 Iridium ones. Yes, good. Let's get rid of that rock, because it's kind of in the way and worrying me. Right. Let's see. And if I do have meteorite defense guns here. Good. I just thought I'd check that while I was staring vaguely at it. Okay, so I reckon that's, I can now probably tick off, let's see what was on the list. So we had on Kothar, we had the clamp and belts on Kothar. So that's that done. Kothar clamp numbers I've mostly sorted. It still needs has the fueling issue in space. That's not quite finished yet. So let's have another look at Norvis orbit. That has probably not built any of it, presumably because it's way outside the Roboport catchment areas. Yes, way outside the Roboport catchment areas. So that's not going to happen. I'm going to need to go over there and actually be there for that to get done. But that's not a problem because I'm sure I'm going to need to go back here fairly soon anyway. So I'll worry about that then. But I'll add it to the list. Clamp 11 fuel. So hopefully that'll be enough for me to remember. Now I can cross off Kothar clamp numbers. So the next thing is to sort out what I'm doing with the glass. Yeah. So as I was saying earlier, I think what I'm going to need to do here is start taking all of the glass to Norvis, or I don't really want to bring it all to Norvis just to launch it again, but that's sort of what's the alternative? The alternative is perhaps to send it all to Norvis orbit, and then send some of it down from Norvis orbit to Norvis orbit down to Norvis by rocket, which is probably going to be almost free. But is going to require me to have lots of rocket parts up there. But then maybe that's not too much of a problem. Maybe there are quite a lot of rocket parts up there. Is that better? Bring it all to orbit and then drop some down onto planet, or bring it all to planet and then send some up into orbit? I mean, on the planet, I've already got all of the infrastructure set up, so it would be a simple case of just putting in a landing pad somewhere, probably at the top here, with a station to pick up from it. Then programming this one to go wherever it's needed, and have all of the places that are producing glass and bring it to here instead. So that would be fairly straightforward. It would be a reasonably easy way to do it. But it does feel a bit wasteful to bring stuff down to the ground and then blast some of it back up into orbit again. Bringing it all to orbit and then dropping some of it down to the ground for use down here is better. Oh, but the downside of that is that my emergency, I haven't got enough coming from elsewhere production is down here as well. I think I'm probably going to go with the assumption that I probably have enough oil and therefore enough rocket fuel. And I think I'm going to do it the easy way and bring everything down to Norvis and go and do it from there. I think that's probably going to be an easier way to. It's certainly going to be feels like a simpler way to do it. So yeah, I'm going to need to put in another landing pad up here, I guess. I'm going to need another one of these loading stations, and I'm going to need a going away station like this one. So let's put in an empty unloading station. I'm going to need some landfill as well. Probably about that much. Let's do that for now, see if that's enough. So yeah, I'm going to need another one of these stations. And then for this rocket silo here that isn't actually in use, but may well be at some point in the future. So take about yay much. Can we just line you up there? Yeah, that does seem to line up pretty well. It's almost like I planned this relatively carefully earlier. So we'll put that there, but we will delete that. Oh no, we'll delete that so we don't get any anything actually being brought to this station, because that would be bad. And then we'll put in another one of these stations. Stupid user interface. These pop-ups, if you click on them, they take you to wherever they're talking about, and sometimes I don't want to be taken to where they're talking about. It's infuriating. Okay, so there we go. We've got that is my next station up. Let's put that in there, maybe? Yeah, it looks about right. It seems to fit. We don't need those rails yet, but never mind. Okay, so how are we doing for roboports here? That's the other question. Oh, actually, I'd say that's actually. Oh, it's covering everything except a tiny little bit of belt across the top there. So that's pretty much complete. That's pretty good actually. It's better than I was expecting it to be. So that's good. Don't need to worry about that too much. Put in this here, and then might as well copy this actually, since I've already. It's a solved problem basically. That's how we unload stuff fairly quickly from one of these. Actually, I think I want to have 2 belts of it coming out, don't I? Yes, so we'll put that over there as well. Then we can put this. That's slightly disappointing. Oh wait, we're going to need an output for the rocket parts from here as well. I better make sure I leave a bit of room for that. There we go, nearly there, and we just need the rail, and then finish off the rails like this. And the same over here. Oh, can't do it over here yet, but soon. Hey Anton, welcome. I'm having a bit of a tidying up session at the moment, where I'm going around putting in all the bits, fixing problems I noticed when I was going around making videos previously. And the one I'm trying to fix at the moment is that I have a lot of places making glass. So we've got all of the exotic material, exotic metal making plants scattered around the solar system. They're all making stone or sand as a byproduct of whatever it is they're making. And so in order to get that to in order to get rid of that, I've been shipping it out as glass because I need lots and lots of glass. Massive quantities of it goes into, I think, possibly heat shield tiles, certainly into the circuit substrates. No, maybe, no, not heat shield tiles, but circuit substrates anyway. So I'm getting through massive quantities of it, and I think quite a lot of it gets used up in space as well. So my theory is, the problem is, because it's being provided from Norvis as well, there's not enough being. There's a too high a risk of it coming from here because I can't lower the priority of rockets in LTN in space exploration. I don't think there's a sort of a rocket logistics rocket network like LTN equivalent that I can use to prioritize these a bit lower. So what I'm probably going to end up doing. Oh, actually, no, maybe I can do this more neatly. What if? Because I think the only place apart from Norvis that glass gets used is space. So, what if I had 2 separate rocket landing pads in space that both request glass? One of them is glass from everywhere, and the other one is glass specifically from Norvis. And I prioritize the glass from everywhere else one much, much higher than the glass from Norvis one. And then that way, the glass will, by default, will go there from the other planets. But if there's none from the other planets, it'll use the glass from Norvis. And I can also use this as a glass from wherever one as well. So we'll turn this off. Oh, so it is already turned off. Good. We'll set this one specifically to go to glass from Norvis up in space. And we'll set this one to accept glass from everywhere. Whatever I call that. So let's have a look at Norvis orbit. So up here, not here in fact, but all the way over here, we've got a landing pad somewhere. Here it is. This one is accepting glass, so good, as it should. That's working fine. It's called glass drop because of course it is. So glass is being brought in here. Now what I can do is I can get okay, so this one is now can be repurposed. So we program these to be glass instead. Do that and that. Call this glass from Norvis. Then we need oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah. That's quite a nice way of doing it. It's far more complicated, but it's definitely more clever. Yeah, I like that idea. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm lazy, basically. And I've already started doing this and thinking about it. But yeah, I do quite like that idea. I'll be able to get this one set up a bit more quickly though. So yes, your glass from Norvis. While I'm waiting for that to build, let's go back to Norvis and tell this one. No, these need programming to glass as well, and probably so do all of the. Oh no, no. There's no filter inserters and half the station's missing. But that'll be because of the I built it before the what do you call it? All the landfill was down. Take about that much. Make it easy to line up. There we go. Put that there. It's odd that those aren't filter inserters, but never mind. Probably doesn't actually matter. So you are to be you are glass drop. So we should get glass coming here, and that will hopefully get the glass. There we go. That will hopefully get the iridium up and running again and functional like it's supposed to be. But I'm still going to need to come in and put in something like this in order to get rid of those rocket parts, which I'm then going to need to bring all the way down here and mix in with all of these. So let's just copy that. Flip it round actually, and we'll put it there. I don't actually need an inserter there. I just need, there we go, there's that glass. Then we can bring this all down the back run over here, underneath that apparently. Who left that there? All the way down here. I'm going slowly because I don't want to whack straight into the side of something else that's important. Alright, it's a slightly messy belt, but that should work. That'll bring all of the rocket parts out of this doohickey, out of this landing pad, all the way down here, and it'll drop them onto this belt here that is already dealing with rocket parts, putting them into this chest here, into this machine, which is stacking them and then passing them back round here for reuse. Okay, so yeah, pretty happy with that. Just need to wait for all of this to get built up. That's glass is flowing nicely now. That's good. Okay, I think this is probably basically okay. I've reprogrammed this to go to... No, I haven't reprogrammed this yet. This is supposed to go to glass from Norvis. There we go. And I don't want it to launch yet, actually, because until I've set up the let's set up LTN before I let the spaceship launch, because otherwise I'll probably get it using the wrong glass, and I don't want that. But of course, there's no constant combinators made up here because that would be convenient. So because I'm not there at the moment, let's just do this the easy way. Come on, give me that. Thank you. Don't bring in that many. Bring in like 20. Of course, there aren't any of those. Because that would be useful. Can I put this anywhere that will be able to feed both? No, I can't. Let's move that down one like that. And then I can put another one of these there, and then it can be fed like that. And then you can also request copper. Copper. Sure, 100 will do. And you can make those copper cables that we need. And that can run until there's... What am I making? Oh, yeah. No, not those. Those. Run when there's less than 20 in the network. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if that's now already been put down up here. Yes, it has. Excellent. So we need to then link that in with a red cable like so. And then here we need to say the most important thing is the LTN provide priority. Provide priority, there we go. which is to be -10. I should also set it up with the network. All these things that should, in fact, let's just find one of these that I have actually set up properly, like this one, and put in the priority here like this. Okay, and one train as well. Right, that'll do. So this is now the low priority glass pickup place. So trains will by preference go here to glass drop, and if there isn't any glass here, they'll come to this one instead, which is the glass from Norvis. So we're going to get 2 rockets flying up from Norvis full of glass as soon as I turn this on. But then that'll be the buffer filled up, and yeah, that should be better. Now the other the other thing I need to do while I'm still thinking about this is one step further up the chain from that. So glass that's coming from here needs to be the prior. Oh, there aren't any of these here either. For goodness sake. I don't. For some reason, I never seem to get round to building combinators automatically. I just end up building them all by hand all the time, and I really don't know why, because it's dumb, basically, because you need quite a lot of them, and so but yeah, I never get around to building them. Yeah. So you are to make those, and you're also going to need. Oh, you're going to need green circuits. I forgot about that when I dropped it in, but hopefully there'll be some green circuits on the network as well. Tumty tumty tum. Come on. Now the right. Let's link you up to the logistics network as well, and now we want you to also only build those when there's fewer than 20. So that we'll not overburden ourselves with those, and we want to get green circuits out of the network. Let's say 50. Oh, there's none at all. Oh no, there's like 1200 in. Request and buffer chest as well. Okay, that's interesting. Somewhere there's a buffer chest with a huge number of these things in it. Yeah, it's Mike. I believe the I believe the thing with the pasting to a blue chest is something to do with the amount of time they take to build. So because this is it's a 4.5-second one actually, so it's relatively slow. But I think it's supposed to be enough for it to carry on building for a certain amount of time. So if you're building, I don't know, a rocket silo that takes 2 minutes to build, then you'd only get 1 of each of the ingredients, or maybe 2 of each of the ingredients required. But if you're making cables, then you get a massive quantity of them because it's going to pull in enormous numbers. It's going to be enormous throughput, so it's trying to make sure that there's enough available in the machines for it to run. I believe that's the way it works. I'm pretty sure someone told me that. So yeah, it's Stream told me that, or Stream Chat told me that. If it's wrong, blame them. And I'm aware that technically means blaming yourself, I suppose. Oh yes, you're quite right, Tristan. Thank you. 0.5-second crafting time, so it probably pulls in all of the stuff it requires. It pulls in enough stuff to build for 10 seconds or something like that. So it pulls in a lot more than you'd expect it to, and that's why it seems to be so much. Hey Mark, welcome to the stream. Oh, and I've just noticed your earlier message, Mike. Sorry, I got distracted by that by the all of the talk about how to hack LTN with fish. I think I have sold the RX-8. Yes, there's a guy messaged me yesterday evening after I'd just after I got back from rehearsals, asking about it, and we've had a bit of a discussion. And he seems very keen on the car. He's basically exactly the sort of person I was hoping and expecting to be selling to, because he's got the opposite problem to me. He's got an RX-8 with engine problems, and I've got an RX-8 engine with car problems. So yeah, between us, we're a bit Jack Sprat and his wife. Between us, we should be able to make a working car. And he obviously likes RX-8s because everybody does, but he's less obsessed with convertibles than I am, so he's happy to switch over to. He's happy to fix up the RX-8 and have the RX-8 as his car, whereas I wanted something where I could drop the roof when I was when the weather was nice. So yeah, it looks like he's happy to buy that from me, and it looks like we're both going to be get what we want. Actually, he's even been saying it almost looks like the car looks like it's in reasonably good condition. It almost seems like a shame to scrap it after taking the engine out. So he might even try it. He might even get the rust fixed on it as well. But that's entirely up to him. If he buys the car, he can do what he likes with it. He's not wrong though. It is a bit of a shame because the car is generally in good condition. It's just the rust along the sills has made it so to the point where I'm not convinced it's worth fixing it for me when it's not the car I want to keep for the next 5-10 years. Launch on green. Launch when cargo full. Yes, that one. So now we should get that launching. Now, what's probably going to happen? What should happen here? Oh yeah, I was going to check on these priorities here, wasn't I? That was something I completely forgot about. So let's set this quickly, and let's set that one to 10, arbitrary positive number. So hopefully, trains will come to here to pick up the glass, to bring it round down to here, wherever it is, to load it onto this down to here, to load it into this rocket to take up into space, which is a bit no, it's more than a bit wasteful. It's quite wasteful, but it means that in the long run the whole system should work nicely. Down here, no, that's steel. That's okay. Oh, this one shouldn't be running. Where's your combinator? There it is. Fourth. Okay, so that one's set to 4,000. Must be somewhere else the glass comes from then. Oh, yes, I think I remember there bit. Yes, there is. So I want to set this to 10,000. Arbitrary numbers. They just have to be in the right order. So I might have wasted a big pile of stone doing that, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, yeah, so I remember. The reason this is set to 4,000 is because there's another glass smeltery over here in the old part of the factory. I think there is. Maybe it's not actually here. Maybe I put it somewhere else. No, it's just the metals. Somewhere there is an equivalent of this that is doing glass smelting from stone without vulcanite. So I wanted to use it in the most efficient way, and I have absolutely no idea where that is. I yeah. So in theory, you should pull it from there, but actually I want it to pull from up here instead. This should be the highest priority, and that's that rocket emptied. So that's fine. I think. Actually, let's turn this off again. I said, oh, stupid thing. Let's turn, where is it? This one off again. Because I think I want to wait for enough glass to come through from other places before I start launching more from here. So I want all of this to get used up. I want this to be full. Oh, it looks like another rocket has arrived actually. Maybe it is coming in damn quickly because we've got massive backlogs of glass all over the solar system. I have to admit that wouldn't hugely surprise me. It's a thing that's been a problem potentially for quite a long time. Yeah, Mike, I'm glad I found the right buyer as well. I mean, it feels selling it to another enthusiast feels better than selling it to somebody who's just going to do goodness knows what with it and possibly scrap it. So yeah, I'm glad it's gone to sort of someone who appreciates the cars for the ridiculousness they are. I had this crazy idea back when it first started having problems, and I knew I was going to need to do something with it. Of taking the engine out and putting the engine out of the RX-8 into an MX-5. But unfortunately, I couldn't find a mechanic who was prepared to do that for me, and I don't have the skills to do it myself. So it's a shame because that would have been an absolutely amazing car. All the joys of both cars put together, and with a silly amount of horsepower per ton as well, because the MX-5 doesn't weigh anything. But c'est la vie, you can't have everything. Right, where are you getting? Okay, coal from core. That's good. So I'm noticing that we seem to have a bit of a shortage of coal for the space station at the moment. Or at least I say there's a shortage of it. I don't know if there's an actual shortage, but I saw a rocket landing at the space station with a load of coal in it, and there seems to be quite a lot of activity going on down here, and not a great deal of coal in the station. So that's a slight concern. How much do we have over here? 14k. Okay, that's not a huge amount. So I'm a little bit concerned here that we might be short. We might not have enough coal being produced, and therefore we might be starting to use the coal mines on Norvis. And the problem with using the coal mines on Norvis is that they're a very limited resource. That said, we've got a full one over here, so maybe it's okay. I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes. However, we should be good for another spaceship of core fragments coming from Kothar relatively soon. Now that the iridium is flowing again, we should be able to pull some of the core chunks through and get that under control a bit. So how's the rest of everything doing? So we've got 16. We're getting through vulcanite as fast as it's coming in. This is nearly full, which is quite impressive given the rate that. Oh, I say nearly full. It's nearly ready for a train, which is quite impressive given the rate the uranium comes out of core mining. Down here, 18k, so nearly a train. 18k, nearly a train. 17k, nearly a train. 198k, more than a train. Okay, so we've got loads of oil and a quantity of water. I don't know if that's actually a problem yet. And a quantity of heavy oil. I don't know what I'm doing with this heavy oil. I should probably turn it into light oil and then into rocket fuel, but you know, it isn't a problem yet. Oh, that doesn't come from core mining. That comes from recycling. That's why there doesn't seem to be quite as much of it as everything else. So the notable thing I've noted from all of that is that all of these are less than a train's worth, and that means that whilst we are bringing stuff in from all of the other planets, we are bringing the core fragments in with these ludicrous train spaceships, and it is getting processed as it comes in. It's getting processed straight through. Fine, great. It is also getting taken away as fast as it's coming in, so we are using it up as fast as it's. We aren't bringing it in fast enough to satisfy all of my demands yet. So I think that basically means I need to go off putting in more core mining setups on other planets. Now that is just a copy paste job at this point because I've got not this one. I've got the working system that I dropped in on Kothar. Let's have a quick look at that actually. See if it is Kothing. Okay, so we've got a ship loading up here with iridium. It's coming through bit. It seems like I get the impression there might be a bit of an iridium shortage around the solar system, so we're having to play catch up a bit at the moment, which is why this is trickling through as it is. I'm also noticing we're still backed up on sand to quite a serious level. It's not being pulled through up here as quickly as I would like. Now I could set a priority here, but then the stone would back up as well. Actually, what I could and probably should do, because this is sufficient to... What if instead I do this? And this. In fact, let's just... You know what? Since I'm here, let's do this the quick way. I said, since we're here, let's just do this the quick way. There we go. Now there is enough throughput here available here to pull this entire belt through, and we'll get that process through a bit quicker. I think and I hope. I could, but the amount coming through from here isn't that great. It's the amount that's coming up this belt that's the real problem. So I don't know if I've got any more of these available. Let's find out. Yes, I think I have. Excellent. So the bots will bring those over. In fact, let's do it properly. Let's do the copying and pasting like this, like this. There we go. So now that's going to increase my throughput a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Conveniently and arbitrarily, I've got the same number of both on both sides, and that does seem to be enough. Because if you look, this one is getting all used up by the time it gets to the end. So yeah, happy with that. That's going to boost the glass throughput a little bit. Let's put in a wiggle like that here, just because I might as well. I don't think I need it. I don't think I'm producing quite enough glass for that. But I think it's worth having the split in there anyway. Okay, so that's some more glass being produced. The rocket is filling up merrily. The sand is coming through from here. How are we doing with the backlog of it? Now this one is virtually caught up. It's going through as fast as it's coming in. So I say virtually caught up. I'd say that's it is flowing freely at least. It doesn't seem to be making any sort of progress and getting rid of it, but it is at least running through as fast as it's being produced. And the same down here actually, which makes sense given that they're being joined by a splitter here. So those are the two slowest ones, and they're getting joined at the same rate. And for some reason there's some vulcanite on there, but I don't care about that right now. This one, of course, is running twice as fast. This one is running 4 times as fast. So all of that sand is being easily got rid of. Okay, good. That seems to now be okay. Just we've got 2 belts steadily unloading over here, which is great. It's keeping the system is keeping running. Actually, the system isn't keeping running. I need more belts than that being unloaded from the station. I could be producing. I was going to say I could be producing quite a lot more iridium. That's not actually true because my sand, my process of dealing with the sand isn't sufficiently fast to keep up with this. The sand is this is currently the weakest link. I could put in another 2 belts of iridium coming out of here. Well, I could put in another 1. I might be able to push that up to 2 with a bit of redesigning. But yeah, there's a. Well, that said, these ones down here at this end, they are running. It's just up here that they're not. It's probably I've probably done some. Oh yeah, I've done very uneven balancing. Oh, it's close enough. I'm going to stop staring at it because it's clearly not that exciting. So that should mean over here we should get a train coming to pick up iridium from here fairly soon, because we're emptying this station. Let's make sure this came from the right place. It came from coal pickup. Great. I've not been naming my stations properly. That one is coal. That one's also coal. Right, so it came from here, and that's not supposed to happen, because that's what's supposed to be happening. Is that up here? This one is supposed to be prioritized, and it is. Why are they not coming here? Network 8. Is everything network 8 up here, or is it a different network and that's where I screwed up? Because if they're taken from here instead, no, it's network 16. Ah, that's why it's a problem. Ah, crap. So okay, this is never going to work then. I need to come in here. I need to tweak that to be no, not that one. That one to be 16. Goodness knows why this is 16, but apparently it is. Apparently that's the number I fairly arbitrarily decided for this place. Let's see if I can catch the train that's going now. It's too slow. It's not worth it. It's full. But the next one, hopefully, will go to the correct station. So let's keep an eye on it. Make sure it does it properly, because if it went wrong once and I fixed it, hopefully I fixed it correctly and it won't go wrong again. But I don't entirely trust it. Trust myself to have done it properly. Okay, so we can unload these reasonably quickly. Doop, 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 doop. Like that. There we go. Now, is this going to summon another train? What sort of numbers have we got here? We've still got -11, -12. Okay, so this is coming out quickly enough that we're probably going to get another train being summoned pretty much straight away. I should also try and remember to go in and rename that station from coal pickup, because it's not coal. Right, let's make sure it's happening properly. You, where are you going? You're going to K-Run. Okay, that is the correct one. Good. Okay, so that is now working properly. Now let's do something about this one, which is not a coal pickup. This is an iridite pickup. Sure. What are my trains doing on this planet? Waiting at core, heading to core. Oh yes, that's fine. Oh, it's gone for that rail net. It's gone for this rail network rather than the main one. Iridite pickup, core mining. Spelling is difficult. There we go. Oh, goodness sake. Who designed? Right, let's go and fix that, because that's stupid. Oh, this is going to be difficult to fix. Oh, I hate the fact that trains have this different systems and everything else. It's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is this different size? So what I'm going to have to do is put that there. Then we'll get 1 locomotive, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I built this 2.6. This is the scale I build on Norvis, not up here. So right, okay. We instead we shall wire in that to there. and then maybe we'll wait for the train to go. Oh, the train isn't going to go. We'll load the train manually. There we go, and then we can pull up that station. That was another dumb mistake. Erudite, pick up, core mining. Okay, but that should work now. So we've got the locomotive will sit there, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wagons sitting across there. So we're going to end up just using these as just storage that's never going to get used. But I don't think I really care. Yeah, I could do some research. I'm not sure there's anything worth doing really. I could do that now. Material fabricator. That sounds interesting. Yeah, all right. Let's have one of them. Ha. Yeah, I've heard a lot about K2 and that it's quite compatible with space exploration. And yeah, if I do another space exploration run through, then maybe I'll do it. Then I probably will do it with K2 as well. But I don't think I'll do another space exploration run through, to be honest. Just some gaps, because this has taken up how many hours of my life? 16 hours and 16 days and 20 hours. That's an awfully long time. Yeah, I think I'll stick with it for now. Stick with it as it is. Yeah, one of the reasons I'm quite enjoying my space exploration playthrough is it seems to be a very popular series. It's easily the most popular thing I've ever done on my channel. So I'm definitely going to stick with it. Don't worry about that. And of course because I'm enjoying it as well, and it's been good fun. It's a very interesting mod pack as well, actually. Now we just have to wait for. Now we're waiting for these trains to fill up, but now at least the stuff is flowing again. So that is, I think that's that problem probably solved. But there's another. I think there's another train coming up here. So let's. It's pulled in. It's filled up and it's pulled out again while I was talking. So great. That now seems to be working. So was that even on my list? Okay. So I think that's the glass issue probably solved. So I'm going to cross that off in sort of out of optimism and hope that things work out nicely. So let's have a quick look around again. So if we go back over to Norvis orbit, we can see that we've got the glass here, which is working as expected. This is the one that's being shipped in from wherever, and in this context, wherever doesn't include Norvis. This is the one that's coming in from my other outposts. This is the one that's coming up from Norvis. It's all piled over into the into here, as you'd expect. This is completely empty, as you'd also expect. So we would need to launch another rocket in order to get that done, get that loaded. But I want to make sure that the glass, when I do, comes from the right place, comes from a sustainable resource, which is this one, where there's only 46,000 here at the moment. So I'm just going to leave this alone for now. I'm going to wait and see if anything runs out. But the theory, my hope is that we'll get another rocket full of glass coming through from Kothar or from Tulip. No, probably not Tulip. From Henkeseswi or somewhere like that. We'll get dropped off in here. We'll then have enough to fill the station up completely, and this will keep all of my glass requirements around the Norvis base satisfied. So that's going quite well. I reckon I've crossed off about half of my list and only added one more thing onto the bottom of it. So I'd say that's quite optimistic. The next thing is, as I was talking about, is up in Norvis orbit was to get the heat shields on the LTN system. So I'll go up and yeah, that's something to do there. I put belts on new unloader. I don't really know what that means. Oh yes, I do. Yes, Norvis orbit. Here we go. So my new unloading system. In the last episode, in the last stream, I came along to this thing here. I put in this spaceship. Was been unloading onto this belt, which previously was dumping into an active provider warehouse, which was then passing off into all of the other. In fact, specifically, it was unloading into here, which was then unloading into here, which was then passing off to all of these yellow chests that are scattered around everywhere. I've tweaked that now, so instead this is now being fed down here. We're splitting off all the science packs. Comes down here, down here, down here, and down here, down here. And I'm trying to reorganize everything off into its own sort of little piles of stuff. Problem is, there's so many belts coming in on the there's so many belts up here that I've filled this fill this chest up. So I need to basically I just need to copy that, like that and that, probably that many times, just so I've got somewhere to put all of these belts, and the rest of the unloading can get on with it. Oh, so I've already got the and I've got the heat shield tiles on the LTN system here, so that's good. I just need to unload them at the other end to put them into the system over there. Come on, are there any of these things? There must be. There are not. I can't use provider chests because that'll just put them into there. I could use requester chests. It's dirty, but it'll work. There we go. I mean, it's the wrong use for them because I don't want them to request anything. I just want to put stuff in them. But it'll work. And then I can put this cable across there as well, like that. Okay, so that'll get this flowing again, which means we can get these what do we call it? Space scaffold tiles through, and then hopefully, yeah, this will start to flow up here, and that means these memory card substrates are going to flow. So a lot of what I'm doing now is bringing stuff up and then just sorting it out using these clever filter splitters, and the theory behind this is it's going to allow me to bring everything around by belt instead of using bots for everything, because I don't like using bots for basic logistics. If it's something like, if it's supplying the player or building or stuff like that, then yeah, great. Bots are absolutely fantastic for that. And for small amounts of stuff, for occasional builds, which is what all of this started off as, and then just grew hopelessly out of control. Yeah, I don't mind too much for that either. But when it's mass supply of stuff, whether it's for your mall that's building loads and loads of buildings and everything to go with it, or whether it's or whether it's all of the stuff for science packs, I don't like doing it with bots. Bots I feel should be for little things, for low throughput stuff. Can't do that. Could do that. I think heavy assembly sounds potentially useful. I'm not sure what a heavy assembly is, but I guess it goes into all of this stuff that I can't get yet. But sure, it's a thing. Oh, let's make my flamethrowers a bit better as well. You could make the artillery a bit longer range. Follower robots I don't care about. Artillery shell shooting speed I don't really care about. What's that? That's energy. Ooh, matter fusion. That sounds exciting. I can't rearrange these, can I? No. Sounds much more exciting than the other ones. Spaceship structural integrity, can't do that yet. That's blue 4. Explosives I don't care about at the moment. Worker robot speed, that's always nice. Let's have that one as well. Now I've got energy 4. Alright, leave that. So when you, I don't know if you've noticed yet in your playthrough, but if you're using the, if you're on the satellite view as navigation satellite view as I am, you can put down red wires for absolutely free because they're just things you can create in your inventory. The Spidertron remote is exactly the same, so I can just summon an artillery remote as well. So you can just create those like this arbitrarily, and then you can select a Spidertron and tell it to spider on. Like that. And then if you set it up properly and you've got all of the stuff in here that you need, like this, then you can actually get the Spidertron to do some of your building work and stuff while you're miles and miles away. So that's quite nice. It is awesome, yes. One thing I do recommend is putting lots and lots of exoskeletons into your Spidertrons if you possibly can, because they're really, really slow if you don't. So yeah, I haven't really used them very much because I tend to be a very hands-on type player. I prefer actually being there to be able to do things. Whereas Mr. Lobster, I know, basically hasn't left Norvis for several days. He's just been doing everything remotely through Spidertrons and navigation satellite. But I find that tends to be a bit too slow and fiddly, and I'd rather just fly out there. And it's nice to go out and see the sights as well. There's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, we'll leave that merrily unloading, and then it can blast off, and then it can flip back down to Norvis and load up with some more stuff. Okay, so how am I doing? Belts on new unloader. Right, I've just dealt with that. Oh yes, I noticed that there was a mistake in the probe ship all the way over here. That one of these things is set. Yeah, that should be that should be 5, not sorry, that should be 4, not 5, because we've got 4 inputs along here. We're checking for having at least 10 probe satellites, We're checking for having at least 10 rockets. We're checking for being in Norvis orbit. And we're checking for having none of these things left. And what's quite reasonably elegant about this is I'm measuring it from here as well as from here and adding the two together. So in theory, and I'm fairly sure in practice, that the number of on this piece of belt is getting passed through here into here, and we can then and we won't launch until that's empty, and that saves it from basically losing whatever's in this underground belt when the spaceship vanishes. So it seemed like a good idea and worth and worth doing. Yes, I was talking about you, lobster. There we go. Set that down to a 4, because then the spaceship will actually leave when it's supposed to. Not that's going to be for a while, because we need to churn through quite a lot of these packs in order to empty this. Well, not that many to empty, a few hundred in order to empty this this warehouse. Right, so that's that one. I reckoned I needed an additional machine making magnetic monopole science, and I think that's one of the energy science ones. And I think this is going to be a come back and do it by hand ones. This is somewhere around. I think. Oh no, that's one of the really late ones, isn't it? Way up here. So magnetic monopole is this one, I think. Nope. What are you? Oh, it is this one. I wasn't expecting it to be this one. But I reckon I need another of these machines in here because this is the limiting factor. But that said, all these machines are chugging away quite happily at the moment, so it seems like it's probably okay. How fast are they being made? So they're being made at, it's a 5-second crafting time with a 30% chance of success. So that's one every 15 plus a little bit more seconds, and it's running at 3 times normal speed. It's probably very, very close to okay, but not quite there. Because, yeah, we've got that running at 3.2 times speed. It would need to run at 3.3 times speed to actually make it, I think. So maybe we just need to stick in an extra speed module in that one. So that's something I can possibly do. I was playing with the idea of speeding up my science sushi. Because as it is, it's not quite, as you can see by the fact this machine here isn't running, it's not quite, the throughput isn't quite good enough to get enough science packs through to run both of them at the same time. Now, the question is, do I care? I don't think I care actually, because science is running fast enough that I'm doing science faster than I'm coming up with new things to science. So I think I'll just ignore that one. So that's got me down to my last 2 things on my list. One is coming up to here. Right, so I need to fly, basically I need to fly to Norvis orbit. Let's have a quick look at this, see how this is going. How much stuff have you got? You're down to 40k. Okay. Oh, this could cause problems. Hey, 40k. What does that get? I've tried a number of different calculator mods in Factorio, and I've basically hated every single one of them. Because they always seem to be very, very difficult to actually get set up and get working. Let's unplug there and unplug there, since I'm not using those since I'm not using those stations. And there. Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't really like them very much because they never seem to. They always seem to be fiddly and awkward to use, and I mostly just can't be bothered. Usually, I'll just set up one of each machine, see how it's going, and then slap more down until it runs fast enough. So most of the time, I don't care exactly about the exact ratios. 20k, 19k. Okay, that's yeah, that's probably all right. I did think of that, Mark. It was that was my first thought when I was looking at it. However, the problem is if I ran it, I could run this one up round here or adjacent to it and do some undergroundy shenanigan-y tangly things, and have a look at and then yeah, I get a bit more. I get that extra throughput from the second one, but it's the recombining around here, as Tristan says, that would be the problem. I wouldn't be able to cram it all back into one of these things. Now it wouldn't be it wouldn't be 200% of the stuff that's trying to go through, because we'd have whatever was being taken out by these, but it would still be more than 100% coming around here. And whilst it's possible I could come up with some sort of elegant and meaningful way to strip out the ones that go over here first or something like that, I think that would just make. I think that would be a bit too difficult and a bit too awkward and a bit not worth it. So I'm not going to do that for now. I think I shall pass on that one. Right, pretty happy with this. The the rate this is coming through is a bit pathetic. This train is now. Yeah, we're still on the first train. I've been up here waiting the whole time, and we've not even had a single train fill up completely. I can't module these to make them go faster. I can't put down. Well, I could put down more, but then they wouldn't go all that much faster. So I think I'll just leave this and not worry about it too much. It's ticking away, chugging away sufficiently well. What I am going to do is hop back in my spaceship and head up to Norvis orbit to finish off those last couple of things on my list. And while the ship's flying over there, I'm afraid I'm going to be extremely antisocial. I'm going to nip off for a moment, but I'll be back momentarily. So catch you then. Please don't go anywhere. Boosh, I return. Oh, perfect timing. I've just arrived at Norvis. Right. Oh yes. Yep. Good. Sound is still working. Excellent. Right. Let's land this in the right place so that it actually gets refueled and stuff properly. All the way over here. You think there'd be a faster way to move around like this, but I'm not aware of one. I don't think even the shortcut things you can set place would help. Where is it? I land over here. Right. I'm there. There we go. So now that, yes, the refueling is working. I've used a whole 1,000. It always seems to be 1,000 of this gone whenever, no matter how far I fly. The sort of journeys I do are never any further than that. But that's probably a good thing. It means I've got plenty of fuel for everything. Okay, so why was I here? Ah, yes. I want to put in this fueling system up here. Have I got the stuff I need for it? I've got the stuff I need for some of it. Oh, I see. We're putting pumps in here now, are we? That makes more sense. That probably makes sense. I don't have any of the this. However, there's lots of it down here that I don't actually need. So let's scoop up some of this and get a bit like this as well. Don't go too far down. I don't want to destroy those solar panels. Grab a bit from up here as well. Right, that's probably enough. Okay, up here again. That's far bigger than it needs to be, but never mind. Okay, so right. Let's check my paste buffer. Hopefully, somewhere in here will be stuff that looks like what I'm trying to do here. Not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. This is like turning into GTA. That one, I think. Yes. Falling off the world. There we go. Stop the world. I want to get back on again. So what here? I need to remove that and that. And put in another one of those, which of course is the thing I don't have. Yeah, I think I do still want to have these tanks up here because I want the faster fueling that they can offer. So I'll need to get some of those. So let's request a few of those big storage tanks. Tank. Yeah, 10 should be enough. Now I'll just fly myself down into the Roboport area, which I think, yeah, down here should be fine. Get that over. And now this is the tricky part is going to be lining these up. So if I do that, and that will go there. Okay, so that should now be in the right place. Now there's a non-zero chance I'm going to run into the off by 1 error, but I don't think I should. I think I should be okay because of these two being the right distance apart. Therefore, these two should be the right distance apart, and then I can make that an 11, and that should mean that my spaceship will work again. And if I have a feeling, if I look at Kothar, I'll probably find maybe it's that one. Is that the? Is that going to land? Yes. Okay. I thought there was going to be one that would have problems still because I didn't have anywhere to fuel up with the right number. But I don't seem to have a spaceship stuck, which is kind of surprising. Unless I've had a spaceship land in the wrong place with the iridium. Nope, that's correct. That's a Vulcanite ship, so that's good. But over here, wherever it is it here? Problem is landing sites for spaceships. Ah, here it is. This one are kind of hard to spot. So my question is, where's the spaceship that goes to here? Right, I've probably got those tanks now. Let's try not to fly into things. There we go. Place the tanks down. Place the tanks. Place the tanks. Place the everything else's. Don't think I really need quite all of this. Let's put a pump in there. And let's get rid of these 2. And 3 and whatever. Right, and you are now an 11. Okay, so where is that spaceship? That's my big question at this point. Let's have a look at the Universe Explorer and try and identify all of the spaceships and see if we can work out what's what. So that's my spaceship that I fly around in. That's the one that carries the fuel from Asalia. That's obviously the Henkisessery one. That's the Iridium one. Kothar Norvis Express, that one. Is it you? Are you still fueling it? Why are you still here? Not that one. Not that one. 511 and more than 590. So that's a 1. That's a tick. And over here, I've not programmed this up either. If tick equals 2, then everything. Input is tick equals 2. Here we're going to, that is presumably Kothar. Launch spaceship. Why are you not launching? Outputting 1, outputting 1. Input is 2. Tick, oh, tick equals 2. There we go. Blip. And you know what I've not done while I was talking about that? I've not set this to land at 11s. So let's do that as well. I'm wondering if I could have done something a bit cleverer with these clamps. Maybe, yes, what I should have done for all of this. Concrete around the landing spot is a good shout. Yeah, I should probably do something like that. What has just occurred to me I should have done is I should have had the clamps in different places for different ships. So this one could have it here, another ship would have it here, another one would have it here, and then you could just have a row of clamps and they'd all land in the same place at the landing site, at the refueling place, and get in the and all be able to fuel off the same pipes. Although that would potentially cause congestion at the refueling station, so maybe it's a good thing it happened. I don't know. But I'll try and remember that trick for next time. Next time I redesign my entire infrastructure, which will probably be when I start using antimatter powered spaceships, I guess. Because at the moment this is probably okay. Right, so that's clamp 11 fuel sorted, probably. Science sushi speed up I'm not going to bother with for now. The additional, oh yes, the additional magnetic monopole one, I was going to fly over there. I was going to put an additional speed module in, just and call that good, because I think that's all it really needs. So up here somewhere was this machine I was talking about at great length earlier. Yes, this one here is only running at 3.2 times speed when it needs to run at 3.3 times speed. So I reckons if I put that in there instead, then we'll now get 3.4 times speed. So this will actually gradually catch up, and this belt will slowly fill up. Because yeah, if you look now, 3 of those machines aren't running. That's odd. It shouldn't have been that much slower. Well, it's quicker now anyway. So we'll give it some time to see if this is sufficient. And if not, then I can always come back and put in another one of these machines, and it'll run twice as fast. But I have one in my inventory. Sod it. Let's just put it in now. Why not? So I will take a copy of all of that. I'll put it in there. Okay, this is going to be a little bit spaghetti. So we'll do that, because then I can use some underground pipes like this to here and get that in as well. Right. It's kind of ugly, but it should be alright. Oh, and this one needs to be linked up like that. That's all the inputs. We've got an output here that needs to be hooked up as well, like that. I think that should be okay. Good. So now I could probably put some more efficiency modules in here. How much power are we using? Plus 30%. Alright, let's give this another efficiency module. There we go. Take that down to minus 60. Yeah, sure. And minus 60% power seems. Although these are running at plus 120. Oh, they've got extra speeds in them. So if I take that speed out of there and put it in there instead, and then take these and give them to those to them. If I just do this, then everything around here will run at minus 80%. Good. And what have you got in? You've got nothing. So if I give you a efficiency as well, then I can probably put in that extra speed module in here that I was talking about before, and just run everything a little bit quicker without actually using any extra power, because these are all at, well, they're at minus 70%. That's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. I can't show it for the whole area because for Norvis Orbit, I've got it split up into all these sort of into all these different chunks. I've got the sort of the main base and landing area here. Then I've got recycling. I've got miscellaneous production. And then the science is energy, astro, material and bio, and rocket, and sushi and probes, and all of those are on their own separate. Each one is on a separate power network, and I could probably join those. Oh, and the depot is on its own power network as well. So they're all separate. Yeah, they are all actually completely separate power networks. Because I'm powering everything off solar power rather than beamed or nuclear or anything like that, there's no need to have one centralized power generation area. So each one just has a bank of solar panels like that, or like that, or like that. So energy has probably got the biggest one. We're using here we're producing potentially up to almost 500 megawatts, and we're using 350. Here for Astro, we're producing up to 250. We're only using 27 here, but then this one isn't running at the moment because we're not doing any Astro-based science, I don't think. So yeah, each one is separate. Now, if I joined them together, which to be honest wouldn't be that hard, I'd just run the new sort of magic space pylons all the way down the middle here and up and down and up and down and up and down. It would save a bit of power. It would mean that when one's not running and another one is, you'd have a nice averaging out effect across them all. But this way was just sort of nice and easy to set up. Yes, I think it probably is less than 6 gigawatts, and I think I suspect where you're going with this. You're going to suggest that I could beam that over from Calidus orbit, aren't you? But then I'd have to worry about water as well as an extra thing, and because as I'm doing on the words, as I'm doing on Miokin, is that a moon? Miokin's actually a planet, is it? As I'm doing on Miokin here, then yes, it does work. You can have power beamed in and bring water up by spaceship, but it's a pain in the proverbial, and it's in space. It's just when there's no night because you're in orbit as opposed to on a planet. It's so much easier just to whack down a load of solar panels and not worry about it. How are we doing for water? Those tanks are all empty. How are we doing up here? Because I'm a bit terrified. Terrified is quite a strong word. I'm a bit worried that I'm going to find I'm not bringing enough water over on the spaceship that comes out to Miokin, and it's going to run out. And then if it runs out, it's going to be such a pain in the proverbial to get it running again, because you're going to have the standard, oh, I don't have any power to do anything, therefore I can't get any power to do anything problem, like you do when your coal mines run out in vanilla. So I've got the spaceship, probably the volcano, and this one loads up with water and takes it out to Miokin. But I don't seem to be getting through the vulcanite fast enough at the moment, so the spaceship's just sitting there. Now, sure, you say when the spaceship isn't doing anything, you're not getting through any power, so it's fine. You're not doing anything here, so you're not using any power, so you don't need the water. And to an extent, that's true. We are only... Oh. Right. Yeah, we have problems. Okay, I think it's time to tell that ship on the volcano to make an extra trip, because we are definitely running into some power problems there. So I want you to go to Miokin. Miokin must be near the top of the list. There it is, Miokin. Go. So yeah, there is a problem there that we're not getting through the vulcanite fast enough, or perhaps there's just not enough water on the ship. I should be putting a bit more on it. Yeah, Lobster is absolutely right. Once you've got the big red solar panels, you're basically fine. It's relative. They produce so much power, especially in space, that you can get oodles of power. Power isn't so much of an issue. It's just as soon as you start to run out, you just slap down half a dozen more, and that'll keep you going for ages. Now maybe I need to extend this ship a little bit, make it a bit longer, and put some more water tanks in it, because it's not taking enough across each time it goes. or maybe it's not having enough time to unload. That's also possible. Yeah, the particle colliders and use ridiculous amounts of power. So yes, I've definitely got them efficiency moduled up to a reasonable level, and I was efficiency moduling them really heavily earlier on as well, because they as you say, they're really greedy with power. So I've done the additional magnetic monopole machine. Next thing, down to material science, which is down one and right one. So down here somewhere. Somewhere. Now, the question is, where's the first place I'm using them? That's down from here. What are you making? No, you're making. It's making water tanks. Okay. Ammunition. Here. Right. So this is the first place we need the heat shield tiles. Now, am I using? Here's a thought. Am I using sulfur for anything else? I have a feeling I probably am. I'm thinking I'm maybe using it for explosives or something. Yeah, over here. Yes, we're using it for explosives, so I can't steal that part of the station. That station. Okay, so I think I am just going to need a new station for this. That's okay. I can build another station. So we need another drop-off station. They look like this. I'm not going to need all of this, but I'm going to copy all of this just because it's easier to take a copy of the whole thing and then remove the bits I don't need than it is to where are you? You're there. Than it is to just go in and try and carefully cut out the very specific parts that I'm going to want. And then we drop it in again now that the tiles are there. And then I realise I've run out of half the stuff I need. But well, no, I've run out of the tiles. That doesn't actually matter. In fact, let's pull up this side of the whole thing, because I don't need any of that. Because I'm only trying to bring in one resource at the moment, which is going to be heat shield tiles to here. That's those. You are going to stop requesting anything, as are the rest of you. You aren't going to request any of this stuff. You're just going to request heat shield tiles, which are probably in here. No, probably in here. There we go. And then this goes over. Wave it around till it finds a pylon. There we go. Then I can pull up all of this so that I've got some to actually use here. Right. Shrink that down, put that in there. Now the question, I was going to say the question is where do we bring it down, but it doesn't actually matter because I've finished material science now completely. I can just be as untidy as I want. All of this is now available space for just messing around in it. It just doesn't matter. I'll try and be a little bit neat though. But now I can come in over here and I can rip up. Oh no, I need that sand supply, but I don't need any of this to here. Don't need this. Don't need this. Do need this new one. It's coming up here. And up like that. There we go. And there's only one thing on that side of the belt, so that's fine. Over here, let's link this up so that I actually get the stuff in that I'm requesting. There we go. Then over here, I'm in navsat mode. Over here, let's just run this belt down here now to the next place where I'm using these things. You can tell I was getting a little bit bored of the whole sort of main bus system by this point, and just slapping stuff in a little bit lazily, should we say. Where is it? This one. Just going, yeah, sure, whatever, that'll do. As long as it works, I'm not going to have to do. I'm I'm not going to need to build anything down here anymore. No, do it right. There we go. So I might sort of slap all the stuff in more or less, not at random, but you know, just get it in there. But you know what? Actually, since I went to all the effort of building this up. Let's put it in here with a splitter, and we'll prioritize from the left. But it's still there, you know, just in case we run out. Now, has that worked? Oh, yes, we have a train coming. Excellent. Boop, there it is. So that'll unload merrily. Get that all. Oh, yeah, all right. Let's finish the railway line off over here. There we go. That would help, I have to admit. So that's not going through there because I didn't put the belt in. Now we've got it coming up here. I'm just going to sit here and watch it until it comes through in case I've done something dumb like put one of these underground belts in the wrong way around. But no, that is working. We've now got a supply of the heat shield tiles there. These are coming down here, and we're going to have a much healthier supply. I say much healthier supply of the heat shield tiles. It doesn't matter. We were producing enough from here. But actually, now that I've done that, I feel like I can put in a couple more of these a bit more efficiently, like that. We can start making these a bit quicker. And like that. I don't know whether I actually need those to be made a bit quicker, but it was a fairly easy thing to do there. Right. Oh, I could do some more. I could think about research. Is there anything interesting in here? Could I do this one? No, that's a tier 4 Astro. Haven't done that yet. That's tier 4 Astro. Could have better explosives. Could have better energy weapon damage. I suppose I've got personal lasers sometimes, so I'll take that. Could get better efficiency modules, but the efficiency modules are good enough. A dynamic emitter. Sure. I don't know what it does, but I'll have one. Oh, and that enables me to make nanomaterials and shield projectors. Okay, that sounds like a good reason to make that, to research that. So I suppose in that case, no, I can't do that one. Could do that one. So I could put some. Well, with this, I could then put some shields around my. Or I suppose I could use them to keep the biters out, or I can, and I can also put them up around the or on the front of my spaceship to keep the rocks at bay. I am still shooting biters from time to time, so let's take that and that. Right, so tick off heat shield on a space LTN for science. Done that. And now there's still the I've still got sushi speed up on my list. That is literally the only thing left. So what is it? It's 10 past 9. It's taken me about 2 hours to get through to get through all of the little problems I was finding as I was wandering around my base making videos for the main channel. That's kind of crazy. But still, it's I feel like it's been quite a good. I think it's been worthwhile. It solved a lot of the problems, and actually particularly that iridium supply problem that I was having. I think that's definitely worth fixing and getting working nicely. So let's have a look at Kothar. What's going on here? So there's no ships sitting here picking up at the moment, and we've got through, and then we've got this. This is all backed up again now, which is probably good. This is running merrily, and the trains are still working. This is one of those trains is filled up. Good. That's going quite nicely. We can say the yeah, it's got to. Oh, and this one's nearly full as well. Excellent. So yeah, in all the time I've been sort of ignoring it, it's filled up quite nicely. That's 77 to 283. Bit of stone as well. And that's nearly full. I don't know if this is the most empty of the wagons, but it's. Let's have a look at the other ones. That one's full. That one's bound to be full. The one in the middle fills up much more quickly. And that one's not quite full. That needs a load more stone as well. And that one's full. So the ratios aren't quite spot on, but it's close enough that at the end there's a little bit. You're just waiting for a little bit of stone. So another 22 stone, and this train will be ready to go. Or another 22 stone into that one, 7 into this one. So it's sort of fairly specific, but it needs to be in the right place. I'm not mixing between them. And this warehouse does fill up much more quickly, but that's because I put in a 4 to 6 balancer here instead of a 4 to 5 because basically because I just didn't do it properly. Eventually, this warehouse will fill up completely. I mean, it's going to be a long time, but eventually it'll fill up completely. This belt will back up and it'll distribute it more evenly. So in the long run, it's not going to matter. But in the slightly more short term, it's a little bit silly. How are we doing? 42, 43, 44, I think. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. There's the 50th one, I think. So once this gets down into the train should depart. And then I think the spaceship should depart. Yep, there we go, there's the train. I want to watch this because I've had issues with these in the past. And so I want to make sure it's all working properly. So that's gone in there. Train is in. Ooh, it's making the flicker enough. There we go. Nice. So now we can have a look at the map. We'll see that. I said look at the map. Yes, that one. That map. We see the core mining ship taking off from there and flying back to Norvis where it's going to unload and get the core mining up and running again. So that's good. That's basically working. Now I do wonder if it's worth going to. So the reason this is these are all a bit slow is because these are quite small planets. Perhaps I should be going off to some of the bigger ones like I wonder which the biggest planets I know about. I kind of only want to know about the ones that are in around Kalidas. Let's have a look. So what have we got? Myokin is only 2,000. Norvis, as you can see, is almost 6,000. So that's Karura is 8,500 almost, and that's a cryonite planet. So that's potentially worth going to. Trelos for oil. That's interesting. And if I start going out and wanting to do these pyramids, that's another reason to go to them. And Mormo, it's a stone planet. Interesting. I don't think I really need enormous quantities of stone. Maybe I do because it gets turned to glass. So I could just go out there and then pound up the what do we call it, and just feed absolutely everything into the one spaceship and bring it down and sort it on Norvis. So maybe that's quite a good one. Mormo, it's not got a great deal of sun power available, so I'd need some big old solar panels there, and it's got a bit of a threat rating, so it's not going to be a safe place to go. But it might be interesting. And it's got the pyramid to go to on it, so yeah, it could be worth going to just to get the flow of core fragments going. I would have to think about setting up one of these ships to transport ammunition and stuff as well. So to keep it sort of defended. So I'd want to set up the normal perimeter wall. I don't know what would be the best way to do it. I could have ammunition loaded in up here somewhere, or is there? Yes, there isn't really space in these ships to load a great deal of it. Although actually, no, come to think of it, if I have the spaceship is individual for the planet, isn't it? So what I could extend it another sort of, or I could redesign it a little bit for a different planet, and in order to allow the space for that. Ooh, that's a thought. Yeah, that's a very good idea, Andrew. Hadn't thought of that. Yes, especially if I just want to go in there in order to plunder it with core mining, then finding an island would be an excellent way to do so. And there's quite a bit of. Ooh, that's frozen the computer a bit. A plague bomb would also be an option. Yeah, that's true. Um, so there's a fair amount of water here. I haven't seen an island, well, apart from these tiny ones down here, which probably aren't big enough. But let's go and investigate down this way because that's where the big sea seems. Yeah, those islands are really really small. But it'd be fairly straightforward to just put a wall across here and across here. Wouldn't need a great deal of infrastructure, or go on one of the. Is that big? That area big enough? That's not big enough actually. It would need to be quite a big island, is the thing. And I've got my Beamatron machine that I could use in kill all the things mode. So I could free up a fair amount of space relatively quickly, I think. Come on, scan better. um, I don't know. I don't know whether you can place a core miner on landfill. I mean, that totally feels like cheating, but also like quite a clever idea. I would need quite a large sea, but this is a big enough sea. I reckon I could fit my standard mine in there. He says, talking slightly slowly while he goes off to look for Myokin. So it'd be about this much. Where was it I was looking at? Mormo. Yes. Yeah, that would fit in there quite nicely. I don't need the station at the top. That's even more true. Yes, even better idea. So yeah, I could put the core mining on. Well, my core miners. No, core miners wouldn't quite fit on that island, but I could potentially put some on this one, some on this one, and belt it all into the middle. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I quite like it. It feels slightly cheaty, but I spent enough time fighting biters earlier in the game that I don't feel too bad about sidestepping them now. This is a big ocean up here. It's a big lake rather. I don't think it quite counts as an ocean. Yeah, but I kind of the whole point of coming to the bigger planet is that I want to pull the stuff out much faster, and have the spaceship traveling backwards and forwards much more quickly. You saw how long it takes on Kothar to fill up the trains. I want the trains to fill up basically in the time it takes the ship to fly back and forth. So I think I'd still probably go with about 6 core miners, but oh yeah, maybe I might end up using more belts to split all the stuff out from them. So yeah, that is an interesting idea. I think I won't do it today, but I will certainly bear it in mind and consider it for when I get round to when I need to when I want to go out and expand my core mining setup. So for now, I think I'm going to spend the next hour or so trying to seeing how far I can get with getting a asteroid probe rocket launch system up and running. Yes, all of those words. So let's come back over here. I've got all this rubbish in my. I've got an inventory full of iridite. Oh, I do not want. Let's put it in a box and forget about it. Most of the rest of it, I can put in the places where it's flown into. So around here somewhere there'll be where all my exotic metals. What? Oh yes, I moved iridite off to coming in on a spaceship, didn't I? So yeah, you can have that. And in fact, let's take all of that and put it in here as well. Iridium, sorry, not iridite. The holmanite. No, this actually is holmium. That I don't have a spaceship for yet, I don't think. So there should be quite an obvious. Ah, here it is. One of them. Stone. I have a feeling is up here. You stone or you no, you're sulfur. That's stone. The rest of this stuff actually, I think I'll just. Oh no, some of this needs to go into the recycling system down here. There and there. Actually, let's just. I'm going to be lazy and just get rid of all of the rest of this stuff, like this, straight out into the into the robo network. Those I need to deal with somehow, somewhere, somewhen, but yeah. Okay. Where am I? I'm there. Let's get some more. No wait, where is it now? It's not in there anymore. It's down here. Let's get some more of this. 3,000 should do. And right, let's have a look at probes. Asteroid belt probe. So that takes uranium fuel cells. Now I've started bringing those up. This is. Oh no, it's full of other nonsense. What's going on down here? Right, okay. So there's all this stuff I'm bringing up. I'm just going to put in a warehouse on the end of here. Because for now, yeah, I can't be dealing with this being a problem like this. So, well, yeah, put in a warehouse there. Extend the belt, and then inserters and power and blacklist. Right, that'll empty all the, this is all the sort of the miscellaneous stuff that isn't essentially isn't wanted anywhere on the or that isn't wanted specifically by any of these other machines. So I'm just going to dump it into here for now, and this should be a this needs to be linked into the that network, otherwise it's going to cause all kinds of issues. Let's get rid of that and put in a long-handled inserter here. That way we'll end up with just putting the all of the logistics bots into the logistics network, which is the whole point of having them up here. Logistics bot. Oh, I don't know. Right, and I need to make a warehouse into a yellow warehouse for up here, so that it will actually, so all this stuff will actually get used up rather than just getting hoarded. Right, but that should have got all this flowing again now, so that should be working again nicely. Should. Emphasis on should. Always emphasis on should with this game. But the spaceship is emptied, which is the most important thing. Right, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by my own incompetence? Oh yes, I was saying that we've got the fuel cells being brought down to here now, so there's quite a lot of them down here, probably enough to fill a train up. So that's the important thing. FNEI, that's what I wanted. So we're trying to make these things. So we've got the fuel cells. Rocket control units are already over there. Solid rocket fuel's already over there. Aeroframe bulkheads. I'm going to need aeroframe scaffolds, beryllium plates, and low density structures. Have I got low density structures? I know I've got beryllium over there, but have I got the low density structures? No. Okay. So I'm going to need another station to, well, I'm going to need to add them into the what's been called into this station. Likewise, the nuclear things. Let's get that programmed up now. While I'm still thinking about all the rest of the stuff I need, so I don't forget it. Right, so are you actually requesting these things? You are requesting them, but they're not. The heat shield has arrived. The rocket control units have not, or we've run out of them. The solar panels have not, or we've not got enough of them yet. Okay. We also need... Where are they going to hide? Those. Or I've just not made these numbers small enough? No, it's requesting it one stack. And low density structures. Okay. So I think that's everything I've got. That's everything I've thought of so far. So we've got down to, so that makes these ones. So I've got the beryllium already down here. So I can make the aeroframe. I can make all of this because that's just beryllium. Got the aeroframe sculpture. Flats. Okay, I need the tier 1 solar panels. It's kind of frustrating. Oh, and I need to program this up to do the nuclear pots and low density structures. And hopefully this will be the last thing, because I've run out of space now. We also need to summon... Where the hell are they? Ooh, flat solar panel 3. I must have only just researched that. I'll have to have a look what goes into that in a minute. And those as well. So we program this with that and that, and that. Right. Good. That's all of that. That's me down to here, and then the blank data card's going to be separate. So right, good. I've got everything I need now coming here, in theory at least. We don't seem to have enough of these rocket control units for it to have triggered a train, or I've not wired it up properly. And we'll have to have a look and see about the solar panels. So we've got a load in here, but maybe it's not enough. Yeah, it said 40 stacks. That's not 40 stacks. Okay, we're going to need to order more of them then. Over here, what have we got? Yeah, we've got about half a thing of those. 10, 20 almost. 20 definitely. Yeah. Maybe I need to drop these down to like 10 stacks. It's a bit of a cheap and nasty way of doing it. What I should actually be doing is bumping up the amount I'm requesting from the ground to be that many stacks. So let's do that as well. What was that? That was rocket control units. Oh, and then there was the solar panels. They're just being built at an arbitrary rate, as fast as the bots bring these things in for them to build them from. See, this is the other reason why I want to do this in a less bot-intensive way, because then these machines could actually run flat out properly, which would be rather nice. So it's rocket control units. Nope, that's not rocket control units. Where are rocket control units? Am I not requesting rocket control units? Surely I am. Right. Definitely not in that one. Not in that one. Not in that one. Not in that one. Huh. Okay. That would explain why I don't have enough of them. I've just not been asking for them. I don't know what they stack up to. I think it's stacked to 100. So 40 stacks is 4,000. But I'll check that before I actually... Oh no, they stack up to 10. Alright, I'm out by a factor of 10. Let's drop that down to 500. Okay. Actually, no, let's put it back up to 1,000 because I think I get through them fairly quickly as well. But I don't need 5,000. That's crazy and probably won't fit in my station. Okay, having done that, what have I got over here now? A tendency to look in the wrong place. Apart from that, what have I got over here? It doesn't seem to have helped. Oh no, there is a train doing something. What's it doing? Oh, it's heading. No path to. Oh, right. Yeah. Duh. Yes, we need to have a turn roundy there. And a signal on it as well, because that's where I put signals. Probably one there and there as well. And then we'll just get rid of this rail because it's a bit superfluous now. There we go. Problem sorted. Right, do I need any funny machines for building these? That's the next question. So I need at least one manufactory for that. This can be done in an assembly machine, so that's fine. Yeah, so I need a load of assembly machines, which I probably have. Yeah, I've got a load of those. And I need one manufactory, which I don't have. So let's get one of them. Let's take 2, just in case I've missed something. I mean, they're kind of chunky, but I can probably fit 2 in my... I can fit 2 in my inventory. Right, let's flit back across now and get the... see if I can catch up with that train. I totally can. I feel like... was it the first Superman film where you got Clark Kent chasing a train along the... Oops, overshot a bit. Yeah, along more or less like that. Okay, so what we need over here is firstly we need a load of extra space to build in. So what I reckon is that's probably going to be enough. So I'll have basically here I'll have another machine making these things, the asteroid belt probes. It's a shame these things aren't organised slightly differently, but they totally could be, especially as this is now empty. So if I cut this belt off like that, and like that, oh no, and merge these two here, like that, and then bring this one in like that. Now, the things that are going to be on this belt are the things that are needed for that one as well. So I can put in an underneath the, like so. Feed that across to there. Feed that across to there. Yep, I mean, we're short of all kinds of stuff, but basic theory is working. Oh yeah, I'll need an exerter as well and a pot to put it in. Let's just copy, paste, and then edit this to be actually one of those. Less than 10. Yep, good. And then I need an... Right, this is... Yes, okay, this is going to have problems here. Let's do that. And that. I think that should now... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that'll do. Right. So, a needle pulling thread. What else do you need? You also need the nuclear pots, you need the aeroframe bulkheads, and you need the solar panels. So, the solar panels are presumably this. Yes, they're this one. So if I pull up a couple of pieces of that, have these two merge like that. I can have that go underneath here. This is going to be some horrific spaghetti if I'm not careful. Oh no, that has actually reached through. That's okay. I was worried I was going to have to wouldn't be able to, because I couldn't put it there. I couldn't come down this way because I'm about to do this as well to bring the low density structures through in order to make the other things I need. But still, it worked in the end, so that's all right. That one, and then right, then it's the beryllium. That's the next. That's my next trick. So the beryllium, it's the green one. Yeah, so it's this one. Split that there. Bring it up here, and more spaghetti, like that. Come under there. Right, let's see. Can I be a bit clever about this? I'm aware I've left myself somewhat open to rude comments with that question. So if I do that, have the beryllium come up like that, then this one can make beryllium sticks. This one can make beryllium scaffolds, and then this one can make aeroframe bulkheads. Oh, it requires beryllium as well. Okay, so I'm going to need to split this, but that's easy enough. Just like that. And have a belt coming in here. This. So we need that, and that, and that. I don't know why I've put the extra one in after the corners on these. It's really not necessary, but it just felt right. Okay, so that's all of that. Excellent. I mean, yeah, sure. There's the waiting for this to happen, but basically that's everything. Your fall. So it's limited by this. I could move this whole thing across a little bit and get 2 of these machines in, but I think the rate I'm going to need these things at, how many do I need for this? 50. It's quite a lot, but in the amount of time it takes these to fly back and forth, I don't think it's actually going to remotely matter. Okay, so next we need a spaceship landing point. So we'll have a pipe coming up here for the, what do we call it? The fuel. And then we have basically this. Let's do it like this to make sure I get the everything lined up properly. Let's try that again with less fail. Yeah, that's about right. That's good. Yeah, go to there. Tiles as well. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There. Or alternatively, it'll just not work because I'm not aligned to the bloody train grid. There we go. Stupid thing. bane of my existence, this train grid. Right, so what number are you? You are 10. 10 is star probe. 11. 11 is iridium doing funny stuff. So 12 is going to be... where are we going with this one? We're going to asteroid probes. 12. Asteroid probe. Yes, I am writing these down on a piece of paper because that's the best way I've thought of to keep track of all the numbers and things. Right, so I now need a copy of this spaceship. Including the tiles. And I want to put it over here in the shipbuilding area. So if I just do that, then it'll get built in over time, and eventually I'll be able to come over and then just... Oh no, I need to paste again in order to get the actual contents of the ship. But hopefully there's enough of this spaceship flooring wherever it is, which I can't find. That's clearly how much of it there is. Oh, in here there's none. Oh, that's going to make it difficult. What have you run out of? Why are you sad? You've run out of heat shield. Why have you run out of heat shield? Why are you not... Delete? Oh, these are not provider chests. All that has been taken now. Okay, so I need to turn all of these chests along here into provider chests so that we can supply all the rest of the system from them. But probably not those, but let's anyway, because that's the whole point. I'm never going to use those, but let's turn those into those. Right, okay. Yeah, and the whole point of this is that they should be available. Oh, spaceships arrived again. The whole point of this is that they should be available for use up here as well. At some point, I'm going to want to actually be able to pull them out of these chests and get them... I don't know how I'm going to do that. I've not thought this through very well. Maybe the answer... Oh, maybe the answer is to have this belt go through a lot higher up and have these as warehouses, load them up on one side, unload them down, and unload them to the left. Yes, I think that's probably quite a good way to do it. That's probably how I shall do it when I actually get around to thinking about it and trying to get this set up properly to work like that. But for now, we are at least able to now start building these, even if it's a bit gradually. Well, that's put a bit of a... oh, quite a bit of that's got built, actually. It's put a little bit of a damper on my glorious plans to head off and have a spaceship built in time for tea. But and there are a few things that need to be done. Oh, I need to finish off the pipe work down here, actually. Let's get that done. So we'll just bring this all the way across here, like so. A couple of these. Right, so that's now ready to refuel the spaceship when it turns up here. So that's good. When I do have the spaceship finished, I'll need to do a little bit of tweaking. So I'll need to set that to be requesting the asteroid belt probes, and I'll need to tell it where to fly to. I'll need to reprogram all of these, but other than that, it's pretty simple. Pretty similar. We're now up to one, a whole one of those. What do we show? Oh, it's these things are being made very, very slowly. Oh, it's because we don't have enough beryllium coming through. All right, brilliant. Let's make a couple more of these. And by couple, I mean 3. Okay, I've done the thinky part of this now. All that's left is to essentially make another one of these somewhere else on the other planet, and I might think about this bit as well because that seems like a good idea. So I just need to make a copy of this, put it in the asteroid belt, and yeah, that's basically all I need. These are really these outposts are really easy. The challenging part is building up all of this infrastructure to actually make all the things you need for it in the first place. Um, Once you've got all of that nonsense done, it's quite straightforward. So, yes, waiting. Let's let's go and load my spaceship up with all the things I expect to need, so we can make sure I've got all of everything I need to build an asteroid depot, basically. So I'm going to need the launch, the probe launcher. I'm going to need some solar panels, which I think, yes, I've got plenty of those in my inventory for this. I'm in completely the wrong place. Well, I'm not in completely wrong. I'm in slightly the wrong place. Yes, here we go. This is where I wanted to be. So we need some. Oh, blimey! Here comes all of the stuff in the world. Yeah, I need one of those, and I need a clamp. I've probably still got clamps. Yeah, I've still got 5 clamps because I've got an order set up over here. So every time I come back to Norvis orbit, it bumps me back up to those 5 clamps I need. I need a warehouse, which I've got. I need a roboport, which I've probably got. I need a couple of blue chests and some belts. Got a couple of blue chests. I've got a roboport. I need I was going to say I need at least 1 logistics robot. I have 1 logistics robot, so that's fine. I might take a second one anyway, or a second 20, um, just in case. And when I say in case, I mean just to make sure I've got, just so I can put half a dozen or a dozen in there or something like that. Quite a lot of stuff being unloaded there, but that's all I need. It's all I need apart from that damn spaceship that isn't finished yet. It's these things that are the problem as well. Because the beryllium's coming through a bit too slowly because there's like 2 machines making it, and it takes quite a lot of beryllium to make one of those. As we saw over on the other side where we're trying to make 50 of them for each probe. Also, they're getting eaten up by making spaceship. Oh, but I need spaceship walls as well. So what have I got? I've got quite a lot of them though. So let's put that on hold for now. So we can just use these. All of these can go into the into this machine like that. How words? How is that spaceship doing? Not very well. Okay. It's a nice idea having everything ready in the boxes, so I can just drop down a blueprint for a spaceship, and the robots will come in and go and just give me a spaceship. It'd be fantastic if it worked, but no. I ran out of. Oh, I do need to make some more of these, which means I need to go and get some more copper. So let's do that first. Compose this one. Oh, bonk. Keep flying into these damn spaceships. Oh, you're kidding me. Apparently it's not kidding me. Yeah, I've got my I put the spaceship down in a not aligned position. That's really annoying that you can put an entire spaceship down in the wrong place. I guess what I'll probably do is fill in the hole, move the spaceship 1 square, and then land it again and put the thing in the right place. But that's really annoying. I wonder if I can report that as a bug in space exploration, because it's not far off being a bug. If it's gonna, if the clamps are going to restrict you to the rail grid, then the clamps should also restrict. If you put down a blueprint with a clamp in it, you should also be restricted to putting it down on the rail grid. You shouldn't have your bot fly out there and go and drop it on the floor. That's really unhelpful. Especially as there's only about a 1 in 4 chance of getting it right. I mean, I might have. That's a thought. Let's try putting a clamp down and see how badly out I am with this. Oh yeah, I produced I researched a heavy assembly. I think it's just a precursor to other things, to be honest. Let's have a look. It's not an assembly machine, it's an assembly. So it's a thing that is then used in order to make antimatter engines, high temperature turbine generators, a nexus, and deep space transport belts. Presumably these all require. Um, hmm, actually doesn't, but apparently it is a prereq nonetheless of these things. So it's just one of those things that you have to research in order to be able to make later stuff. So I could start making a load of those just as sort of in preparation, but I don't think there's any point. I also don't think I can do any more worthwhile research. I could pick up some of these things that are a bit that I don't need, but are just sitting in there doing just looking untidy. I can't get that one, but I could get that one and that one and that one and that one. Not that one. That's a four. That's a Okay, maybe there aren't that many that I've been ignoring and neglecting and should be able to get, but I can't, and could just pick up, but haven't bothered. But that one and that one and that one and that one. All right, let's let them run. I mean, look how fast that's going now. It's ridiculous. But still, it gives the base something to do while I'm waiting for the spaceship to be finished. Oh yes, I was going to try and work out where I'm actually going to be allowed to put this clamp, wasn't I? So it's supposed. I don't even know where it was meant to go now. So it's meant to go there, right above in those two. That's that. I'm gonna say what? There we go. Right, I'm in actual got control of my dude mode again. Right, so it's meant to go there, but I have a feeling that where are they? There they are. Yeah. So not only yeah, and it's meant to stick out by one. So I need to move up one and left one in order to be. I need to move the entire ship up one and left one in order to get that to stick, and that's quite annoying because yeah, they do. They're in the sort of slightly more sticky outy position on my spaceships, aren't they? Yes. Yeah. So they are. Yeah. So grumble, 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 grumble. Right. Well, there's not a lot I can do until that's finished. I mean, actually, that's not technically true. I could fly off to the asteroid belt and start building the base there, the outpost there. But I'm not sure I want to. Oh, is it asteroid belt or asteroid field? Let's try and check. Asteroid belt. Okay. So I want to show asteroid belts, and that's so. Why am I looking at calamity? There you go, Calidus asteroid belt 1. I'm going to go to that one because it's got a lot more power than Calidus 2. It's closer, which is also useful because it means it'll take the spaceship less time to fly there. And it's got, should I decide I want to dig up more stuff there, it's a beryl one rather than an iron one, and that seems more useful. So I probably won't set up any beryl mining. I'll probably just fly out here and plonk a sort of a little rocket launch facility about here and park a spaceship here next to it. But in theory, there is 19 million beryl there, 7 million there. I've not done any mining on asteroid, but I've not done any mining in space at all. It's just haven't felt the need to. Um, I don't know whether that's short-sighted or not, but I do know that that you get big patches in space, but the logistics are significantly more logisticy and therefore trickier. And yeah, I think probably not really worth it. Okay, come on, build faster, build faster, build faster, build faster. Let's go down. If it's short of these things again, which it is, I can nick them from that box like that. It's frustrating when something just doesn't work because you've not set it up properly, and then you don't really realise, and then you come back and just faffing and waiting for ages for it to actually finish. But c'est la vie. I'll at some point I will reorganise all of this construction area along here and turn it into a proper sort of bus style mall thing coming off from these all of these things here, and maybe run belts over from the actual resources over here as well. See what we need, that sort of thing. But at the moment, yeah, I'm not very happy with it, but it's what I've got, and so I'm kind of stuck with it for now. But the spaceship unloading seems to be going fairly well. I seem to be getting lots and lots of things that I wasn't really aware I was using. I have wired this into the network with everything else, haven't I? Looks like it. Yeah, must have done. Yeah, there's loads of stuff in there. That wouldn't be the that can't just be a random side shoe to my network. In fact, I could check. I could check if I could click on it. 72307, and up here we're on network. Doesn't tell me. Come on. 72307. Yeah, so it is on the same one. Infinite, really? Because it said 19 million on it, so I took it at its word. But that's interesting. If the asteroid belts are literally infinite amounts of resources, that could be quite, yeah, as you say, quite a good reason just to go there. Although so is core mining. So even here, I think there were a couple of asteroids with little patches on them. So you're saying if I started digging up this methane ice from here, it would literally never run out? That would be interesting and unexpected and different and stuff. Maybe I should make a start on Astro 4, the rest of Astro 4, while I'm waiting for that to finish. Right, I didn't think it would be because it was showing actual numbers on it. Did I misunderstand? Were you trying to tell me something different? And or is it just they're such huge patches that they last for ages, and well, whilst they're not infinite, they almost feel practically infinite. Right. Catalog Astro 4. Oh, okay. So so per resource patch, okay, but the asteroid belt territory is infinite, whereas some of the other planets you start to run out of space. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Oof. So these all sound incredibly complicated just looking at the names of them. But let's look at the diagram instead, because this sort of this simplifies it down quite a lot. So the first one is just simply made from one of the earlier, from what do we call it, the astrometric data, that thing, and negative pressure data. So those I can just pull in fairly easily, and thermofluid, that's easy enough. So that's pretty straightforward. That's more or less a solved problem. What do we need? What do I need to make those in? Gravimetric facility. Okay. Then micro black holes. That's a particle beam. I don't know if I've got particle. I don't think I've got particle beams in that area yet. So I thought I could either train them in, or I could just make them on site. There's a fair number of things go into making them on site actually. So maybe let me grab the thing I want to grab. Not you. Not you. Not you. Not you. Yes, you. Yeah, I'm not making any sort of plasma on site, so I think I might train. I think I might bring the pink clouds in by train, because it's going to be a lot easier than bringing in goop and stone and making sand and bringing in material science packs as well. So if I just bring in the pink clouds from wherever they're made, is it material science I think that makes them, or possibly energy, whichever one. I'll bring them in from there by train and dump them off appropriately. That one, as I said, is just bringing in that one and this one, so that's easy. The next one, 0 point energy. Huh? Did I click on the? Oh, that's a second recipe for it. Phew! I was panicking a little bit then. I was going, what? Hang on, wait. I can't. These requirements are in the wrong order. But no, they're not. Okay, so this one also requires that. This one also requires negative pressure data, so bring those in there. And then this one, of course, comes in from the asteroid probes, so that's just going to come in by train. Dare I say it, that seems fairly easy. It's going to need laser facilities, particle colliders, and grav facilities. I've got laser facilities. I've got a particle collider. Let's get some grav facilities as well. I don't know why I'm doing this myself rather than just requesting them. Let's have a few of those. Right. How much? Ooh, let's get some more space landfill before I head down there because I'm not got a huge amount. Probably enough. Might be enough. We'll see if it's enough. Right, Astro was the first one I did, so that's just here. Nice and local. So, flip down. Try not to overrun at the bottom. There we go. What are you crushing? Okay. Junked memory cards. Interesting. So, I'm going to need a lot of space for all of this, I can tell. That'll be a good start. First one. So we said, was it grav facility for the first one? I think it was. Yes. And we need the astrometric data and negative pressure data. So this is going to be this is all looking quite easy, which is a little bit disconcerting if I'm being honest, because I don't expect it to be easy at this stage of the game. What's what? Okay, this is that. It's these. Kind of Muppet designed this. Thank you. What kind of Muppet designed this system, bringing the these cards down like that? And those are the ones I want, aren't they? Astrometric data. Yes, they are. Oh, what's the best way to do this? You know what? Let's do that. And that. And that. And just bring him off over this way. Bring him down over here. I'm probably getting in the way of something extremely important over here, but... Oh no, this is a... dump area. What's this? Oh. Right, like that. So we need... Did I need... I think I needed this for a couple of different things. Oh no, only this one. And this is the very last time it'll be required. But I do need the negative pressure data for two different things. So let's get that onto the other side of this belt. Now, which of you is negative? That looks like the negative pressure to me. Yes. So I want to split it after that, but before the... Oh dear. This is a bit tight. And cramped. And generally awkward. But if I do that, and that, and that, and that, and that to get rid of them, then I can do this, I suppose. Like that. And that's going to get them down here as well. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do, because they've got two things that require the negative pressure data, I think. So it's two and only two. I'll run that belt up the middle of here like that. But we'll use undergrounds because I'm not an absolute heathen. Citation needed. And then we can have science come out here. I want you to make, yeah, it must be that one. Must be that one. You're going to produce junk data cards and blank data cards. Forgot about the data cards. Never mind. I can feed them back round. Oh no, it doesn't require. Oh. Right. So yes, so because this recipe takes in two data cards, it takes in the astrometric data and the negative pressure data. It then produces one of the blank data cards back as here. You can have this back and use it somewhere else, which is, I mean, it's nice of it and it's good for sort of conservation of memory cards and all that shenanigans, but it's kind of awkward having blank memory cards down here. Maybe I'll be able to use them for something else. Let's find out. So the next thing, we're going to need to have a junk data card dump as well. So one of these, like that, and that. Put it on the other side, I think, for this one. So that's my first science pack. It's going to be on the outside, so I have another one coming in. The next one, what's the other one that required? It was 0-point energy data, also takes negative pressure data. And that's done in a laser facility, and sometimes produces the negative pressure data back again. Helpful. All right, it's being made a little bit harder by some of the feedback loops in the system. So we've got all kinds of nonsense coming out of here, including negative pressure data, which has to go straight back up again. And then negative pressure data. Yep, that one. Needs to be on the bottom. It'll be on the top. So do that, then do that, and prioritize input priority from the right. Yep, that should work. That should be on the other side. That should be a copy of that one. That goes there. This comes across here like that. Yeah, that's okay for now. Right, that's the first two. Third one is the micro black holes. That takes the particle stream. That's going to be a bit more complicated. But it does take blank data cards. That's convenient, because that can take the blank data cards that this one is spitting out. Like so. As a priority, and then we'll shenanigan that in. So we'd have a splitter there. Input priorities are the left, so we use up those first. They'll be coming out on the top. Okay, so but we're going to need memory cards for that. So, but also we need the machine that actually makes those. That was going to be a particle collider. Go there. I think that's right. Yeah. I want you to make that one. And again, it's going to spit out junk data cards as well, because of course it is. But that's okay. I can deal with junk. Junk data cards are very much a solved problem for me. I've had enough machines producing those over the years that I know how to deal with them. So we'll load it in there and out there and in there and out there. Not there actually, because I'm going to need room for the coolant, and the same for you because it's a much smaller machine than I was thinking. In, out, shake it all about like so. Yeah, that'll be fine. Maybe that way around. Oh, that's not even. They're not even producing the same temperature of. Oh, stupid things. Why can't they just all produce warm thermofluid? I mean, yeah, I know it's to make the whole thing a little bit harder, and so on and so on. It's not insurmountable. It's just minor annoyances all the way through. Because I said earlier that it was. Because I said earlier that this one looked easy, so the game is punishing me for my hubris, which is fair enough. I mean, that's kind of what I deserve. Right. So we also need the memory blank data cards down here. Please tell me that's blank data cards, not plastic. Yes, it is. Good. And they go in here. I don't know what I'm doing with this. There we go. Rotate. Okay, so that's my data cards. I think that's all of my inputs sorted, except for the purple clouds or pink clouds and all of the coolant nonsense that's going to be going on around here. So let's bring some coolant down. Already. Right, so it's going to be brought over there. Need shorter pipes. Where do you reach to? Right, let's replace you with a 7, which I've run out of. put a 7 there, and actually, is there room to get fluid in here? Not really. If I get rid of that, and put the underground like that. Yeah, okay, that kind of works. Then I can remove that. There needs to be some underground here, like so. And then we still need to put that in there, so we'll put it like that, and then some piping like that. So those inputted, and warm coming back out again. Are you a 15? I think you are. This is getting cramped, crowded, and awkward. But then I shouldn't expect anything less, really, should I? Well, from a sort of, given that I didn't design any of this in advance, it's not really that much of a surprise that it's getting a bit fiddly as I get to the complex end of it. Right, and down here we've got the room temperature stuff. No, sorry, the cool stuff coming out of this one, which is just there to make life difficult for me. Because where am I? Am I even? I am even. Here's some. Then we need to go under this one. Oh, this is a mess. Go under all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can get under there? Yes. But that's slightly too long. Why are these things sent to drive me? 5? 5. And that's to come out down here. So can I put in a 15 from here? No. Shove in a 9 and then go from there. Alright. And a 1, and a 2, and a... Same problem as always. Let's move that up 1. So that I can do that. And not quite to the right place, but never mind, it's close enough. And down here we have the civilized warm room temperature one again, which is nice because it makes it a bit easier when they're all using the standard temperature things. Fine, no, that's too long. How far is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Warm coolant out, and then down here we just need the... Oh good, that is a Sub-Zero. Had a horrible feeling for a moment that for some reason it was going to make me use one of the warmer ones just to make life that little bit more difficult for me. But no, it's okay. It's the same as everything else around here. I can't go there. I'll have to go there. Okay, that is everything. Obviously, I haven't put power in yet, but basically that's all of the inputs are there, except for the pink clouds for this one, and the data cards that are going to come from the asteroid field. How's that go? That's done. Excellent. Let's now actually build the ship, except for that bit that won't build. Put it there. Do that instead. Hopefully, all of the bits I need for the ship will be. I don't remember. I'm surprised there's that big empty gap there. I mean, it's possible because this ship isn't quite as doesn't need to do. Oh yeah, all right. I take it back. The big empty gap is expected. Okay, I'm going to abandon this bit for now And I'm going to flip it over and get that spaceship done because that's far more exciting. So I'm going to I'm going to do it first. You know, eating my dessert before I finish my main course, that sort of thing. Also because I want to get this flying off so it can get everything done and ready and loaded up and whatnot. Ah, bump, bump, bump. Right. So we need to launch, and we need to come back exactly 1 square up and to the 1 square up and left of where we are at the moment. So I'm going to put that there as a marker. Then we're going to we're going to do an integrity check. Then we're going to launch. Then we're going to anchor. So it's there across. Is that across? No, I think that's across 2. Yeah, it is. Please don't tell me it's not going to let me. Oh, and you can't. You can only move a space. I think I have a horrible feeling you can only move spaceships by factors of 2. Let's find out. Worst case, yeah. I don't. That's ridiculous. That is really, really frustrating. Let's get this out of my personal bot area. Let's deconstruct all of that. Because I don't think there's anything else I can do other than deconstruct the whole damn thing and build it in the right place. So not there, but there. And then when I leave, I can rip up all the spaceship floor I've left behind. That's really annoying. At least I shouldn't need too much more spaceship flooring in order to get the spaceship in the right place. Oh. In fact, what if I take this and then carefully... That isn't what I meant. What if I take this and carefully pick up along here? I don't know how much of this down here I can pick up, so I'm going to be quite careful with it. Is that everything? Is that the whole ship? Thank goodness for that. That was oh, I haven't got an engine. Apart from the engine, thank goodness for that. That was annoying. That was very annoying. Are we do we have an integrity? We do not have an integrity. That's just small walls. There we go. How about now? Okay, good. Blib and anchor, and we want to anchor all the way over on the other side. Yeah, true. Deconstruction planner would probably be more sensible, but I was trying to just pick it up rather than send it off into the Roboport network. And if I'd used deconstruction planner, I probably found that my robots would have only got part of it, and the rest of it would have been would have gone off into the network and then taken an age to come back again. Because, you know, law of sod, they've probably taken it off to some what do you call it? A storage chest 1,000,000 miles away, just because that's the way it always happens. Over here. Land there. No, land. What? Is it there? No, it can't be there. It must be. Maybe it's. You know what? Let's. There should be a. Oh, there we go. That's where I want it to be. Right. So we're filling up with fuel. Excellent. Ooh. You know what I should do, and I haven't done? I should disconnect that from there, so we don't accidentally go somewhere. while I'm thinking about how this spaceship is different from the other one. So the first thing is we need it to land at anchor points number 12 instead of 10. You're 12. You are 12. Good. We need to fill up with fuel, which is doing very nicely. Thank you very much. We need it to fill up with asteroid data. I'm doing the simple stuff first because it just seems like a good way to prepare. So we do that. Now running down these. So there we want to say when asteroid data is equal to greater than or equal to 10,000. A equals 509, so that needs to be changed. I need to find out the location number for Khalid's asteroid belt. It is asteroid belt 516. So we set that. No, we set that to be 516. It's quite a similar number. Surprising. That one's 516. That one is asteroid belt probe data 0. That one is if you're in Norvis orbit, so that stays the same. That one's probe rocket, so that stays the same. That one is asteroid belt probe, so that's different. Yeah, I guess I understand that mod packs often have to go in and do funny things with things in funny ways, but maybe it should have an invisible piece of railway line in it that gets removed when it's placed, or something like that. It needs some sort of way that it doesn't give me a headache when I'm trying to do things. You need those, and you need 10 of them. And you need to be in the Roboport network. Like, where should I put this? I guess I'll put it up. Yeah, let's put it on there, where in the same sort of place it is for the other ship. Like that. So now here we go. Here's the robots bringing the stuff over. Boop, there's suddenly all of the rockets. We're still a bit short of the actual space probes. What are we running out of here? Rocket fuel. That's interesting. That was not what I expected to be the problem, I have to admit. Have I run out of light oil then? Is that my problem up here? Have I turned all of it into rocket fuel? Looks like it. Right. Oily area. See, we've got no petroleum gas, we've got some heavy oil, and we've got very little light oil. So, oh, we've run out of coal. I did say it looked like there was a lot of coal coming up. And it seems like we've got to the point where we've actually run out of coal. That's unfortunate. I was saying also that it's probably a mistake to be bringing all of this coal up and turning it into oil, because I think that's probably an inefficient way to do it. I should actually make a spaceship to bring bulk quantities of oil up into space. So, since everything has broken because of that, I'm going to yak shave over and do that instead of getting this probe system up and running. Sorry about that. That's the way it is in Factorio, as I'm sure everybody who's watching this is aware. However, it's quite nice that I've now got these two basically identical spaceships sitting here. What should I call this one? Asteroida. That'll do. This is still the spear. I don't know. I like to give them names that will at least remind me of what they do, but also are mildly interesting, and not just calling it "this ship goes to the sun and brings back data." Lol. Yeah, something slightly more interesting than that. Okay, so oil. We'll have to go back down to Norvis for that. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to go to Norvis. I want to go to Asalia, because that's where the oil runs free, and by free I mean very, very cheap. So let's see. Is it worth doing this with trains on a spaceship? I think probably not. The rate I think I probably get through it. But yeah, Asalia has loads and loads of oil. We've got these big patches here that are still at 12,000%, despite me having been Okay, one big patch, 12,000% there. There's another 5,500 there. We've got another 12,000% there. So that's being brought into here at a lovely rate. So maybe what I should do is a slightly modified version of my spaceship that does the what do you call it run, the uh, the core fragments run. So what I could do is I could have some railway line coming up here to here, joining onto the main rail network, and I could have my trains go out to 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be slightly. I'm not going to get quite as much in. I'm only getting 100,000 per train. But yeah, this could work. Then I have 4 trains that queue up in the line that comes up here, and they'll go out to the mines, fill up, come up, join the queue, and then go on to and then when the spaceship lands, 2 trains will come off, go off to fill up. These 2 trains will go on, and the spaceship flies off. Yeah, that seems like quite a nice way to do it. Let's do that. So this means I need to immediately make another spaceship, which is a bit of a problem because you saw the issues I was having with that. What is that? Have I not got yeah, Myokin. Where is it? There it is. That's a pain in the proverbial. Have I not got meteor defenses on Myokin? I have not got meteor defenses on Myokin. Maybe that was the other one I was supposed to be doing, not Kothar. Okay, let's put that on the list for next time because that's definitely needs fixing, and I'm surprised it's taken this long to blow something up for me like that. Here's my list. Meteor defense Myokin. Well, that's really nice. That's possibly the worst place it could have landed as well. If it had landed up here, then I'm sure the repair packs and the bots and things would have gone in and fixed it all up. But that's just awkward. So we've only lost a pipe, a wagon, and a piece of spaceship wall. So that's not the end of the world. But still, yeah, some repairing is going to be required. Now, there are lots of trains. This isn't going to slow the system down at all because there's all of... Oh, look, that one's filled up, as I predicted was going to happen. Why is this running so slow? Have I run out of power? Oh, dear. Yeah, so that water problem is... Myokin water is also a problem. Myokin water shortage. I feel like I am making some pro... Oh, no, it does have defences. It's just not enough of them. So it just needs boosting of those defences. Maybe another four machines on the end of it. And yeah, what? Oh, no, it's the power problem. So because because there's insufficient power down here because we're short of water, these guns weren't charged up when after the last meteor strike. So there was no so they weren't ready to shoot it down. Oh, that's annoying. So it's actually there isn't. Yeah, the problem isn't what I thought it was. It's it's that instead. Let's send this off to Myokin again. Why is launch disabled? Why is launch disabled? Oh, oh no. It's not supposed to go to Myokin first. It's supposed to go from here to Norvis orbit to refuel, and then go to Myokin. So the ship's ended up here with no fuel on it. And there's no rocket fuel anywhere around here. Yeah, it's not so much a yak shaving as a yak frenzy. Is that a thing? How am I going to deal with this? Because it needs quite a lot of fuel to take off from Norvis because it's flipping heavy. Launch energy 731 gigajoules out, and it's got 120 at the moment. And we've got Give me a measurement. Come on. 60,000. So I need another 250,000. I need basically I need a full train of rocket fuel to come down here and unload into this area to load onto this spaceship before it'll have enough to take off. That's a problem. Ship fuel. Okay, I should probably go and fix that first. In fact, I've had so many yaks now. It's knocked the first one off the bottom of the stack, and I can't remember where all this started. Oh yes, oil from Asalia. That was it. And then the attack happened. Right. Okay. Let's set a train carrying spaceship working first. So let's go to Kothar because there's one there that is complete stuff. So I want to copy that without that, without those, and without that. I do want the tiles, and then I want to go back to here, and then put it in up here again in the same way I did with the last one. Right, let's see how far that gets before it has a sad. Oh no, I put it in the wrong place. Hang on, it's got rails on it. How can that possibly? Oh, can't be empty space. Okay, no, that's all right. I panicked then. Oh, let's put it in over the top of that. Then somebody will already be there. There we go. I wish it wouldn't just drop them on the floor like that, though. Right, so now once again we've got the long wait for the base to actually produce enough spaceship floor for all of this to happen. I think there's nothing stopping it producing all the flooring we need, except the fact it's a slow process. Is that correct? No, we've run out of... We've used up all of the heat shield tiles. Jeez. You might like it. I can't say I do. Oh dear. Yeah, it's sort of, you build something up that basically works, and then as you sort of cobble more and more onto it, things break, and then you go, oh, this is terrible, then you rebuild a load of it, and then it sort of that makes it better for a while, but somehow there's still something somewhere that's still very, very fragile. And then you do something stupid like sending a spaceship to the wrong place where there isn't any fuel. But that's entirely unrelated, entirely separate problem. Okay, so this is filling up quite nicely. It's not got very many heat shield tiles in it, given the number I seem to be getting through. He says in a slightly curious tone of voice. Why do we not have any heat shield tiles? Oh, because I put so many productivity modules in. They're being produced at an absolute snail's pace. I mean, they're cheap. Okay, so module or beacon actually. Beacon heat shields prod. Right, let's go down to Norvis. So I'll fix this up so we're getting heat shield tiles through at a sensible rate, and then I'll find some way of refueling this spaceship. So that'll knock a couple of the problems off. I'm going to put oil from Asalia to orbit on my list because that's the thing I need to do. Can anyone think of any other things that got bumped off my stack that I've forgotten while I was despairing over all of these things that were going wrong and more things going wrong? I'm trying to write them down as I think of them, but it doesn't seem to be quite. Oh, and I want to make this ship longer, but that needs to be done from in orbit because I don't have this. Oh, I could take the stuff to stretch it with me down from down here. So that's a 3 by 3, 6, 9, 12. 13, 14, so 3 times 14, 28, 42. Yeah, I could just stretch that up. If I took 42 ground floor tiles, 6 walls, and the tanks, then I can stretch that. But I can't do any of that because I don't have the floor tiles for it. Because I don't have the heat shield tiles. Oh, I've gone cross-eyed, to use the to coin a phrase. Right. I could come up here and I could nick all of these tiles, but that isn't 42. There aren't enough there. Can I make these in my inventory? That's a thought. What do they do? Do they need a do they need a no, it doesn't say actually, so I think I might be able to. Let's check here as well. Oh, stop blowing things up. Is that Myokin again? Oh no. This is becoming more and more of a problem. So I can craft them by hand. If I get some heat shielding, if I take the aeroframe bulkheads, I need 42, so it's about 200 bulkheads and 200 heat shieldings. So let's take some of those. 200 of those, excellent. And now when I get down to Norvis, I can get some heat shield from there, and hopefully that'll be enough. And I'm going to have the tanks anyway in my inventory, aren't I? Yes, I've got tanks already, that's fine. Okay, Norvis, here we come. This is a horrible, horrible mess. But hopefully I'll manage to sort it all out without too much difficulty. Hopefully. Let's... I don't know where the best place to land is. Yeah, sure, I'll land here. Let's crush some trees. Right, so I need to go over here first and get... if I pull the heat shield tiles out of the spaceship up here, that'll hopefully there'll be 200 in it already. Yes, there are. Right, so now I can make all of that spaceship flooring I needed, which is in here, yes. So build all of that. While that's building, I can have a think about how I want to beacon up this. And this is going to be tricky because there isn't really room for beacons in this build. Obviously I want to use these beacons because these are the good ones. There isn't, but that's, yeah, too big to go in there. That's true. Yeah, the personal ship could deliver some fuel. It's not really. It doesn't really have big enough fuel tanks for that, unfortunately. Oh no, this is all right. This is easy. These just have such a wide area of coverage. I can put them across here. One. I like how it's spinning, even though it doesn't have power. Two. Three. Tree in the way. 3. Perfect. Right. This is probably not the way to do it. Let's find out. Well, first let's see how much power that's using. It's a bit of a jump. It's not as much of a jump as I was expecting. There we go. That one. The assembly machines have jumped from 155 megawatts to 200 megawatts. So that's an extra. Okay, that is quite a big jump. It's not a problem. Oh, I haven't powered most of them. That's also not helping. Let's try that again. So the assembly machines have jumped from 155 megawatts to like 300. So I've literally doubled the amount. That's crazy. But also, I suspect they're not going to be able to keep up with this. This is going to be too fast for what we can do. So I'm going to put some efficiency modules in these as well. But I sort of want to get a feel for how much not enough this is. Okay, over here we've got a full belt, well, a full half belt of the bricks going in. Except it's a full half yellow belt. got this whole belt needs to be upgraded if I'm going to produce them at this rate. Okay, so we're double the speed we need to be at. So let's take out 6 from each of these. Because I'm pretty sure when it was running normally, it was okay. It was running at a sufficient level of production that it was all right. I don't need to upgrade all of this to blue belts and to get more of the more of it through. So how are we doing now? What are we running at? We're running at we're on plus 32% productivity and a mere 5 times the normal amount of power usage. Crikey. But again, it's still more than I need, so let's do another 2 in each of these. Now how are we doing? Only 3 times the normal power. I kind of need to let it run for a moment or two now, so I can find out, so I can see whether it is actually still producing fast enough. Because the power usage down here is not really a problem. I mean, that did feel a bit ridiculous going up here, but it doesn't matter. I've got quite a lot of power available, really. So it's not actually a problem, but there's no point in overdoing it. This looks to be about right. We've got these machines at the end that are now running. We've got a very nearly full belt coming through. Is that going to be still the same after it's had a bit more time to run through? Or have I gone too far the other way? I think I might have gone too far the other way, guys. Yeah, let's take it back up to 1 more of these each. And I think I'll stop fiddling at this point, because that is going to be good enough. And now, because we're using these machines, because we can use the productivity modules, we're getting an extra 32% productivity on all of that. So all this stuff that's being used up is... Oh, actually, the inputs are now the problem. Great. I think, you know what? It was okay before. When it was actually running at the speed that was using up all of the inputs, it was okay. And now it's going to be producing at least as much stuff as it was before. So I think I'm just going to say, I don't care. It's fine. Let's go and fix the next problem, which is this one here. Right, where are you trying to go to Novus Orbit? You are trying to go to Novus Orbit. Good. So what I'm going to have to do is put in a rail that goes to here. And yeah, let's take it out here since there's a convenient piece of line there already. I don't know if I've got Roboport coverage for this whole area. Oh, I have. That's okay. That's nice and neat. Going to be really easy to do then. I'm going to need to put in a station about here. And then pumps. But I don't know where because the station isn't built yet. Let's copy another unloading station, like this one. But not that. And oh, not no. Don't put in that. Or I'm going to end up with stuff here that I don't want. Okay, that hasn't gone yellow. We're all right. I was just in time. Phew. So over here, I'm just going to do this somewhat manually, I think. We're going to have to bring the rocket fuel over here, and then from here, we've got we load rocket fuel in here. So I can now run a pipe across from here to here. And you know what? Actually, let's put another pump in on the output of this because this is going to be a very slow process. In fact, you know what? Let's put in another pump up here. So let's do an underground pipe. Oh, like that. That'll at least speed it up a little bit. Right, now I just need to get a train full of rocket fuel. We have lots and lots of rocket fuel. Somewhere. Just over here. But of course, none of it is actually being fed into a train. because that would be useful. Some of it is being fed down here. I obviously fueled a rocket down here sometime in the distant past. What I'm going to do, this is going to be dirty and horrible and I'm going to hate it, but I think it's probably going to be the easiest way to do it, is I'm just going to put a pump there at the side of the line, and then I'm going to send this train over here, and then just manually do it. And this I've found in the past to be a bit annoying, trying to get a train to line up nicely with pumps, but it's just going to be the quickest way to do this, to get it loaded up, I think, rather than messing around trying to set up a new stations and stuff like that. So any moment now, yes, here we go, here's a train. Let's get on there, set you over to manual. It's going to annoy that train behind me, but I don't care. Come on. Load the train. You know you want to load the train. Oop. There's one it's happy with. It's a bit. It's weird the way this works. I was having these problems in the Industrial Revolution playthrough where I was just trying to line a train up, and it's really finicky, and I don't know why it's so finicky. Oop. There's a spot it's happy with, but it is quite annoying trying to do it like this. Okay, that's full. It's a case of sort of bounce the train forwards until you see the pump start to move, and then once the and then probably move back because you've tapped the button too many times. But yeah, it's still, this one train will be enough fuel to fix the problem. Now the question is, should I just be refueling the train down here? And the answer is no. Sorry, the spaceship down here. And the answer is no, because down here I'm using expensive Norwegian oil rather than cheap, delicious Acelia oil. So I'm going to carry on loading all the spaceships up with fuel that I've got from the cheaper place. Right, now that's done, I can go down here. That's an inaccessible station. It needs to come off this side of the line or have that the other way up. Okay, go here. What? Oh, that isn't a station. Yeah, so I can't go to there, but I can go to here and then fix it. So that's going to be the easiest way to do this, I think. Maybe I should have put more locomotives on these trains. They are kind of slow. But then it's sort of a goods train. It almost doesn't matter. Where are we going? Oh, there's a turny randy place. We're not using the turny randy place. Where are we going? Well, oh bloody hell. Oh, actually no, that does make sense. All right. I was going to say thank you for joining me on a whistle stop tour of the base. I'm sure it's going to be very exciting. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have grabbed those manually. And now I'm going to have to wait until more bots come down with the rail from wherever rail comes from. Oop, and here's the train. Ready and raring to go, except it can't. Am I going to get in the way of any more bots at this rate? Any more trains at this rate? Probably, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I've beaconed the heat shield production, so I can cross that off. The Myokin. Oh, that's another thing I can do while I'm here and I'm waiting. Actually, I can go up here and I can cut that, and I can put in an extra row of these. I don't know if one extra row is going to be enough, but it's an easy number. Oh, I didn't do the thingy. This thingy. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That looks about right. Paste. Yeah, that's happy. And it's all still under the power of that, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so there we go. That's an extra 100,000 units of water. So that's not to be sneezed at. Because it'll make a hell of a mess if you sneeze 100,000 units of water all over the place. So that's. I don't know whether it's going to be enough, but it's definitely going to help. Go there. Unload? Yes, good. Right, so we dump all this fuel into these tanks. Easy. I'll keep this train here for now until I've made sure it's all worked. But now we're pumping the fuel into the spaceship. This is going to take a long time to do because there's not very much pressure along here. Maybe I should. What if I did this? Oh. Is this going to help? Might help a bit. I honestly don't know. But I'm keen to get the fuel into the ship as quickly as possible, and then it'll take off merrily, and that'll be that problem solved, hopefully. But in the time it's doing that, hopefully this will fill up as well. And again, we've got the usual problem. Actually, we haven't got that usual problem. We've got no, the pump is chugging away. It's just that, yeah, because these tanks are nearly full, you don't actually get to push that much water into them. Although, I don't know, I'm surprised it's this slow. Maybe I need more pumps on this side as well. Ah. Is that going to be any quicker? I mean, it should at the very least fill this tank up quite quickly. Which it kind of has. I don't know. We'll leave that running anyway. It's got to be better than it was before. And then down here you can see it's the usual thing. This tank is filling up reasonably quickly, but the problem is of course this tank has drained. So we're now just waiting for the rocket fuel to settle from all the rest of them. Well, that said, they all look kind of empty. There's like no more than 1,000 left in any of them. I think have I underestimated this by a factor of 10? I think I might have done, because these are 100,000. So it takes it'll take 4 of these wagons to fill up one tank, and the tanks and the amount of fuel got in there at the moment is 200. Oh, we've got 200,000 in there at the moment, and that is it's more than half. So if I do that again, then the ship will be able to launch. So it's not quite as painful as I thought it was, but it is a little bit painful. Okay, I guess I'm going to go around the filling up the train thing again. Of course, a traffic jam as well. Grr. Where was it? It was over here. Go here. Yeah, I caused that traffic jam because I haven't put in the signals for all of this stuff because it's meant to be so temporary. But yeah, one more of these should be sufficient. Then I can possibly go back to thinking about no, okay, control the game, manual, close the map, drive. Don't drive into me. Okay, let's load this up again. So right, after I've done this, then there's the so I've sort of improved the Myokin water shortage a little bit. I've added in an extra 50%, I think it was, on the amount of water that's going over there, because it was 6 tankers and is now 9. But I'm not entirely convinced that's going to be enough. I think that this is going to be more of a problem than I was expecting it to be. The alternative is perhaps to transport over enormous quantities of ice as a solid, but I don't really want to do that because it requires a lot of extra processing. It requires a load of carbonite, not carbonite, cryonite. This isn't Star Wars. It's extra steps and whatnot, and I don't really want to do that if I can avoid it. I was hoping that just having those tankers on the those tanks on the spaceship would be enough, and I think it probably is enough, provided the spaceship flies back and forth frequently enough with the vulcanite, and we don't end up just using all of it for all of the power on core mining when there's nothing coming back in with more water. So it's a frustratingly slow process. Go here and then go there. So yeah, it's a bit of a worry. It's a bit of a worry that it's struggling to bring in the water quickly enough. But I'm not really sure what the best way to fix that is, unless I had a separate spaceship carrying the water and that could just flip back and forth much more quickly, even when there wasn't any need for a vulcanite shipment. Or again, maybe I should be making the ship take off more off. No, it's when it comes to it's when it comes back to Norvis that's the problem. It's spending too long sitting here waiting for the whatchamacallitimium. Yeah, true. I could use a delivery cannon as a backup system with the firing ice over. I'm trying not to do that, I guess, is the thing. There we go. It's fueling up a bit more nicely now. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's going to be enough, so I'm going to send this train back to the depot. Go there. No, I didn't mean that. I meant go there as a station. For time. Now I'll pull this up. But I'll leave the bit in the middle because there's not really much point in ripping all of this up. Because you never know, I might make the same mistake again at some point. So I might as well leave it here as an emergency system for dealing with this problem. How are you getting on? 650 almost. That's a thought. Yes. Yeah. If water at the other end is low. Actually, it looks like we've had a fair amount of vulcanite being transported recently, so maybe it's going to just work. But yeah, that's a good idea. If we yes, we can say if the vulcanite at the other end is low, then we need to ship some. Do I have a transmitter and receiver? I do not. Can I request one before the ship disappears? So this would be a. Can I even find the damn things? I don't want that many. It's the transmitter I need to put on the ship because the receiver would go here. And yeah, we'd have an extra input signal to the spaceship that says, or if water low, then go immediately. Oh, if water low and tanks reasonably full, then go immediately. Yeah, because otherwise there's the risk of the spaceship lifting off, landing, going, oh, there's no water, taking off again immediately, and that'd be a complete waste of effort. Come on, bots. Where's my? In fact, you know what? Let's. How do I tell it not to launch? I suppose I set that to Norvis, and then it won't go anywhere. Okay, there's the one of the things anyway. That's a receiver. Where are my transmitters? I need the transmitters, not the receivers. Or that. Come on. I don't like the way the ship is sitting there flashing at me. That's to not. How do you tell a ship to not launch? I suppose you stop giving it the signal. Yeah, I can't really do that because it's all the auto. I suppose I can. Oh, here it comes anyway. There we go. Transmitters are on there now. The rest I can do when it comes back. I don't know where to put now. I need to think about where to put all the extra wiring and stuff. But let's put a couple more of these on here anyway because I'm going to need them. I know I am. And another one of these, just in case. And then I can sort of probably sort it out later. How are you for fuel? I need another train load, don't I? I thought that got. I thought that had got high enough that it was going to be okay, but no, it clearly hasn't. It still hasn't got enough fuel. All right, well while we're waiting, let's do something a little bit more interesting. Let's add this into the what the ship knows about it, knows it's got, and let's try and wire it up so that it'll do sensible things in less sensible times. In fact, I'm going to put these somewhere else, or I'm going to get confused with what's what. So pull that up. So I pull that. Yes, that one's not connected to anything, so pull that up. That one's not connected to anything, so pull that up. Now let's put them up here. So it's if I need an arithmetic combinator as well. So we put in the receiver here, and then an arithmetic combinator here to say input water and output it as times 1 and output it as W. Yeah, I could. That's a very good point. That's the one that says go to Norvis. That's the one that says go to. So that's the one that says go to Norvis orbit. Off. Right. So we say if that's how you do it, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Yes. Also, can we just link this up to the same electrical network, to the base electrical network, like that? Right. So we say if W is less than 25,000, to pick a fairly arbitrary number, then output, let's say a tick, and if water is greater than, how much have we got? 100, 200, 250,000. Oops. No. If water is greater than 250,000, which means we're nearly full. That's all but one of these tanks being completely full. So the ship is pretty full of water. 260,000. Get a little bit higher. Then output a tick. Which is the one that says go to Norvis orbit. It's that one that says go to Norvis orbit. So I had to link from there. Can I even link from there to... No, I can't. Ah! Alright, let's just put in another one of these then. I've run out of space. Put that there instead, because there's plenty of room there. If tick. No, I need another one to say if you're on Norvis, because this is sort of effectively it's the same. It's effectively the same as this one. It's saying, oh no, it's only 2. So this one's saying, oh, this one's saying if you're on Nor. Ah, no, it doesn't need to be 3. So also, if position is 500 equals 510. So if I'm on Norvis, then output a tick. And then this one says if tick equals 3, then if tick equals 3, then output everything from this one. And like that. And then this needs to somehow get down to the input down here. Input. Oh, okay, everything's wired to the input. Interesting. Why are there 2 ticks on this? Where have they come from? That's strange. There shouldn't be. Ticks should only be on the sort of the intermediate. Oh no, they get outputted by. Right, yeah. So this is saying, yeah, it's this one. So this is. It's got 2 ticks on the input, so it's passing all the outputs out. Inputs to the output. Right, that's why. Okay, that's fine. Oh no, that's all right. Then we link that, so that can be, yeah, that can be linked to there as well. Okay, so that says if there's more than 260,000 water, so if the water tanks are full and there's a shortage of water on the other end, which there always will be until I wire all this up, of course, then, and you're on Norvis, then take off and go to Norvis orbit. I believe that's correct. So it'll now go either because it's run out of vulcanite, or because it's got full water and there's no water at the other end. Right, so we can turn this one back on as well now. It's going to try and go, but it's not going to be able to. I need to get another trainload of fuel. Pretty sure this one will be enough. Don't wait for 5 seconds, wait until full. This is a faff. I mean, we'd have had... Where am I? No, I'm going the right way. We'd have had a similar amount of faff even if I hadn't broken it, because I'd have had all of the... I'd have still been going in and trying to program the damn thing to transport water all the time. But I wouldn't have been doing all this nonsense with the trains in order to try to get enough fuel into the damn spaceship. Somewhere this will fit in there. Come on, bloody thing. The space exploration videos are entirely summary videos these days. The sped up commentary versions were such a pain to make that I've... Ooh, that didn't even fill up. Or did it? No, it didn't fill up. It's odd. Oh, never mind. Probably got... the sped up commentary ones were enough of a pain to make that I stopped. That it was putting me off making videos, so I stopped doing those and started doing ones that I knew I was able to carry on doing. So basically, if you want to see me actually making the base and working on it, come along to the streams. If you want to see me, if you want a bit of a summary as to what I've done and what I've been up to and how things are going, watch the summary videos, or preferably do both, because they cover it in different ways, and I think the summaries are quite nice to sort of as a reminder of what's gone on and a sort of a streamlining of the whole stream shenanigans. But yeah, the sort of the summary videos I was doing at the beginning, they are soul destroying to edit, so I've stopped doing that. Oh dear, I was overconfident. So I picked up the rail. Oh, I've got some in my inventory actually, so let's put this down when I get there. It'll be quicker than waiting for the bots to do it. Boop, 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 boom. Yeah, and I quite enjoy the video editing process to an extent. If it's doing sort of relatively if I can put the videos together reasonably quickly, then it's quite enjoyable. But the absolute worst was I don't think I even tried this for space exploration because I knew what it was like. But back when I started doing the Angel Bob runs, I had a design of my videos were organized in such a way that I was go there. No, 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 not that one. Go that one. Just go back. Just go back. Yeah, so the Angel Bobs ones, I had this idea that a good way to do it would be to just play and talk at the same time, and then speed the video up to match the amount of talking I did. So cut out all the silence. Um, no, go there. I cut out all the sort of the silence of me not talking because I was concentrating on something, and just keep the bits where I was actually talking, and then speed the video up to match it. That wasn't so bad. Um, in theory, the problem was matching it up so that what I was saying was in time with what was going on in the video. That took absolutely ages. So yeah, I did that for about the first series of my Angel Bob's run through, and it got to the point where I had a significant backlog of video that I just didn't want to edit. Oh, hooray! Everything's just gone. Right, a significant backlog of video that I just didn't really want to edit because it was such a pain in the butt to work through it, and so I felt bad about not having any more, about not releasing the videos or having that big backlog of footage. So I stopped producing the videos. So I stopped playing the game rather. So it was, yeah, completely wrong. Not the way it was things were supposed to go at all. So yeah, I've stopped that way of doing things, and now the summary videos are fine. I can deal with that. They don't destroy they don't destroy me to make them. Um, the GTA videos are a bit more time consuming to make than the summary videos, but they're still at least a little bit more. They've still got a certain amount of novelty value, and they're certainly not as bad as the Angel Bob ones used to be. So yeah, they're more. It's a slightly ironic is probably the wrong word, and I'm going to get Alanis Morissette for it. But it's 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 interesting that I spend more time on the GTA videos than I do on the Factorio ones, but the Factorio ones do 10 times better. They get 10 times as many views easily. So it's a little bit silly, I suppose. But I'm hoping that the GTA ones will get more and more popular. I feel like it might be a bigger niche. I just need more people to start watching the videos really, and so they get more and more popular and spread around more. But it's a long process. All I can ask is that you all subscribe and watch all of my videos, and we'll see how it goes from there. Right, so ship fuel sorted. Myokin water shortage tweaked, improved, maybe. Who knows? Have I actually run out of water here? Probably. Yes. So there's not going to be enough energy to unload the spaceship when it arrives, and everything's just going to fail. Oh no. Might have to go. Oh, actually, there might be some solar panels around that will give it just enough to pull that little bit of water out to get things running. Where does it unload anyway? It's over here, isn't it? About here. Yeah. I didn't send it out with any solar panels. What do we have? We have. Oh, the spaceship has solar panels on it though, so maybe that'll hopefully be enough to just sort of bump start the system. Oh dear. Where are you? Are you just refueling again now? Yes, you are. Okay. That is the same ship. Yes, it is. Okay, so we've got this refueling. When this gets up to however many thousand fuel, 590, and it's at 455. Okay, so there's a bit of a way to go on that yet. But once that gets fueled up, it'll head off to Myokin. Oh, there's a ship being not built here because I ran out of. So, okay, right. What's going on down here on Norvis then? What is what is going on with things? How are things generally? Specifically, how is this? Okay, this is filled up now. How is this spaceship? This spaceship is gone. Okay, so that must be up in Norvis orbit then. Let's have a look at that. Sure. Okay, this is unloading. It's currently unloading. Oh, it's unloaded everything. Surely there were some heat shield tiles on there. Yes, okay, so there's loads of heat shield tiles down here now. We've got, I say loads, we've got a few hundred of them. Okay, good. And that was that ship disappearing again. So this is now building. Okay, this is building the spaceship floor up at a rate, not a particularly good rate, but at a rate nonetheless. Okay. So right, I have shaved several yaks this stream. I've made very little progress with the actual core of the game, which is, going off and making all the science. However, I'm going to wind it up now because it's about bedtime. So let's have a think. What have I done this time? I talked a bit about how I've. Oh yeah, I got the system over here, so it's now building the uh, asteroid field probes as well, and we're loading them onto the spaceship over here. We've got a whole 4 of them, and then we've run out of something. Oh yeah, rocket. Ah yes, I remember the chain of yaks. Right. So let's have a look. So we've run out of rocket fuel for making the probes here, which is why this has stopped. We've run out of rocket fuel because we've run out of light oil here. We've run out of light oil here because we've run out of coal over here. Although we do have some coal coming in, but we want to move away from that because that's a bit of a. It's not the best way to do it. It's a bit of a sort of an inefficient, slow process. So what I want to do is start bringing in oil from Asalia. So that required me to build a spaceship to go off and get the oil, which I started doing. Then I realised that there were no. Then I realised I had very little in the way of heat shield tiles, so I went down to Norvis, fixed that up, and sort of got on with things down here. Got this running again, so we should have lots and lots of heat shield tiles flowing into the ship over here now. Yeah, we have. Yes, heat shield tiles in sort of quantity. Oh, I see. They're being fed in along an entire half yellow belt. That's just not. That won't do. In fact, let's make one of these that just upgrades it the whole way. You are to go from yellow to blue and red to blue and underground in a similar way, and red underground to blue, and also splitters to blue splitters, and red splitters to blue splitters. Right, there we go. Now I can use this all the way along here to make this a bit less stupid. I need a lot more of this coming through. A lot more of this coming through. Which means I also need a lot more to be fed in. That's the wrong one. Never mind. Like this. From here. Whoop, oops, overshot. It's a mere 400. Sure, I'll go for that. And down here as well. I mean, this is probably unnecessary. I don't think I'm producing them this quickly. But also I can go in and upgrade the speed modules if I need to. So there we go. A nice little upgrade in there. So yeah, as I was saying, I then realised I had no heat shield tiles, so I came down here to fix that up again, and then realised I'd run out of power on Myokin, so I decided it'd be a good idea to fix that up again, and broke everything, and then spent the rest of the stream tinkering with this. I have, in my defence, I have also in Norvis Orbit, I did spend a little bit of time on the Astro Science 4 over here, so this is now most of the way made. I just need to put in a couple of drop-off stations. Well, no, one drop-off station with a couple of products in it, and a pickup station. Oh, and a row of computers at the bottom to actually deal with the cards. And then that's the catalogues made. And then, yeah, and then that's that. And then I can start thinking about biological as the last one. So I think that's gone. I'd like to say it's gone well, but I'm not sure I can say that with a straight face. The volcano is on its way to Myokin again, but it's going to take 6 minutes to get there. So I think, does anyone want to hang around that long, and I'll carry on trying to find things to talk about? It's got its 300,000 litres of water on it, or whatever it is. So that'll hopefully tide everything over there for a little while. And I've got this, transmitter up there to plug in as well, and try and get everything working a bit more evenly and a bit more systematically, a bit more other long words that sort of fit in there quite nicely. So yeah, I think it's been. I've got a to-do list here that's full of things that have been crossed off. So I'd like to say that's been a quite a productive stream, even if I haven't really made a huge amount of progress on towards the end goal of more science and more and more and more science. So this has been Laurence Plays Factorio Space Exploration. I hope you've enjoyed it. The fact that you're still around suggests you probably did. I'll be back again next Tuesday, of course, with another stream of it. There'll be a video coming out on Friday showing a bit of sort of summaries of the sort of things I've been getting up to and what's been going on, how things have been going in general. There'll also be on Thursday. There shall be myself and 3 friends playing in Factorio Industrial Revolution. Please do come along and join us for that. We are, I think last week we actually got yellow science being produced at a non-trivial rate. So we're making really some quite good progress, I think. That means we can now start getting all of the really fun stuff like nuclear power and artillery and tanks and nuclear bombs, probably, all that sort of useful stuff. So we might actually be able to start to push the biters back a little bit and stop them nibbling at our walls, because we discovered our walls are flammable, which makes flamethrower turrets a lot less effective than they traditionally are. So yeah, come along and watch us blow some biters up from a slightly longer distance than normal, and maybe scratch our heads over a few more issues here and there and everywhere else. Then we're also getting the GTA videos that I mentioned earlier. I'd really like them to be a bit more successful. We're playing a sort of an exciting cat and mouse style game where usually me, runs around the city trying to hide from the hunters, who will then use an array of clues to sort of track them down and do unspeakable things to them. We've got various challenges in there for the prey to complete as well, so it keeps it all quite interesting. And yeah, I think the videos are good fun, and they're getting steadily better and better, I reckon, as well. So please do come along and watch those. Those come out on Wednesdays and Sundays, I think, at the moment. And you never know, I might release some other stuff. I've got a couple of videos I want to make, but I just haven't had the time or just haven't got round to making them. So there's plenty more to come on the channel in general, and I've been talking constantly for only about half the amount of time it takes to fly to Myokin. So I guess I'll probably sign off here, and we'll take it up in the next episode, where we shall land and see if we've actually got enough water in this damn thing. Oh, and get this transmitter set up and transmitting as well, so that the ship knows when it needs to come back. Right, well, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time, and don't forget to check everything else out. Thanks for watching.